Good evening, gamers. Want to give a big shout out to my my main woman, Mary Shelley. It's her birthday today, so happy birthday to Mary Shelley, who of course wrote Frankenstein. Hello, Snorkeling Bear. Hello, Hex. Hello, Emmy. If you're wondering, Snorkeling Bear, Hex was assigned to House Jackass tonight. You might want to check your parental control settings if you're getting censored chat. So, all right, let's do the game duel for today. You guys can't see me yet. Hold on. I'm wearing my new Halloween 2 spooky shirt. Emmy got me a couple of these, so we're gonna be rocking these. All right, today. Oh, what have we here? This is interesting. We have tentacles. Already off to a great start. I believe this is Lobotomy Corporation. It is not. Oh, okay. The art style's not quite right, now that I look at it. What is going on here? Tentacles plus something. What is it? Slay the Princess? No. What the hell is this? She has an umbrella. A umbrella gun? What the? I have no idea what this is. It is an indie adventure game. Let me... some more info here. Oh, I have no idea what this is then. I guess let's take a look and try to get the title. This is something that ends in LA. Brawlhalla. I don't think that's right. Gumbrella. Oh, okay. Well, Gunbrella from 2023. Let's take a look at the gameplay. Oh, that's a little loud. So it's another Metroidvania puzzle platformer. Oh boy, I love those. Oh, what do we have here? Okay, this looks promising. The square blocks make me think of Mario, but the arm makes me think of... oh, wait, hold on. I can almost make out a face here. Is this Billy Hatcher? That's not even on here. Is this My Time at Porsche? No. Oh, it's, is this Dragon Quest Builders? Oh my god, it is. Look at that. Oh, Hex got it. Dragon Quest Builders 2 even. All right, Snorkeling Bear has something that they should tell us. All right, let's hear it, Snorkeling Bear. This better be good. Or at least not bad. Tank Genie gliding. Or evil. I mean, I guess I don't... it's chat. Like, I can't really do anything about it. Making a game like 2D... ooh, okay. All right. That's a good start. I think there's already... I can't remember. There's another one that's like that. It's like a 2D KSP, but I don't remember what it's called. With Interstellar, that's a tall order, but that sounds really cool actually. I'd love a 2D style KSP where everything's sort of simplified. Tank, Genie, and gliding. Oh, Emmy's here. Okay, thank you, Emmy, for that important note. Okay, Tank, Genie, gliding. Who did we decide had Genie last time? It was Arkham Knight. Damn it. Wait, that didn't have a genie. Pirates shopping platformer. Hold on. Pirates? Snorkeling Bear made a system where you can build more space centers on other planets if they have enough resources. That sounds so good. Yeah, I think it's Shantae. I guess we can try it. And the Pirate's Curse. There you go. I guess there is a tank. I see a tank there now. Maybe that's one of the bosses. I have not played a single Shantae game. You'd think that I would, because it's got like a sexy anime girl as the protagonist. But I need a little bit more than that to get me to play a game these days. You can't just put hot anime waifu on your box and expect me to pick it up. Let's see. All right, so yes, everybody just discussing that. All right, let's get to the game. So as I mentioned on Friday, I said I was going to take some time on the weekend to get a plane working. I did. As you can see, I had to make 2 simulators, one to get it flying and one to make sure it could take off on the tier 1 runway. So I had to start another career mode where I just gave myself a bunch of money in science. But hey, let's get into the real game today and let's do it. Let's get this baby off the ground and do some science. Yeah, make sure we don't have any other important ones. Near zone on the surface, we're not doing surface, not happening. So okay, well, this is gonna be a auspicious start if this thing actually takes off. So we have the Viator 1. Fuck, which one was the correct one? It's 26 parts in 2 stages, so it's this one. All right, so this is the final design that I came up with. As you can see, it's pretty steady. It's very short. I discovered a bug with the structural, the structural fuselage. If that splashes down in the water, it will explode and send your cockpit flying into the air at like 1,000 meters per second. So I had to remove that. That was after a couple of tests. I did it multiple times to make sure it wasn't a fluke. It will explode and launch it. Every time I did it, it launched the cockpit into orbit, basically. Okay, let's get going here. So this should be able to take off. I put 3 parachutes on, and it should be able to land via the parachutes. I am not going to try landing it on the dirt runway. That's just asking for trouble. Plus, we'd have to come all the way back. I mostly just want to fly out there and then splash down. So, all right, Jeb, you're the only one I trust to fly this piece of junk. So, I guess let's just make sure everything looks like it's working. We got the parachutes staged up. There's, of course, can't transmit science. I don't think we need to. Make sure that we don't need to transmit science. We just need to take pressure readings at 4 different locations. So let's do it. Launch it out. Here we go. Struggling Bear, thank you for the compliment on my plane. Like I said, I needed it to look somewhat presentable, no clipping, and also I guess it's dark, whatever. So let's line these up. I guess we'll start here and then kind of circle back. So we'll take off, go here, 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 and then turn around and then splash down somewhere here. Activate navigation. Okay. Doing a little night flying. That's okay. No problem. Get that lined up. Make sure everything looks good. All right, Jeb, you ready, buddy? Oh, he's never been readier for this. All right, here we go. So once it starts overpowering the brakes, we turn the brakes off. And let's see how bad we're off to starting here. If the plane crashes, I pretty much have to start over because then I'm down to 1 pilot. And oh, there we go. Come on, come on. It does take off at about 70 meters per second as we, oh, there we go. Okay, I think we have liftoff. Now, of course, the landing gear is not retractable, so we're going to be flying around with that. But, you know, whatever. So it does take off. Let's pin that so we can log the pressure data as we go. It is happening. Yep, it is happening. This thing is airborne. I know it looks crazy, so now we're going to gain some altitude here so we can actually get to the place with the thing. We got to stay below 18,000 meters or 17,000, I guess. So we'll get a little bit of height here so we're not in danger of crashing if something happens. Excess 70 meter per second at takeoff seems kind of high. Yeah, well, it's not the best plane in the world, all right? Look at these shitty little engines it's got. Struggling Bear's got 45 layers of tech tree. That sounds... I wish KSP had put more effort into all the career mode science stuff. So that's good to hear. I'm looking forward to testing it out. You're gonna have to keep us posted on this this game in a row. 45 layers in a row. Yeah. I would hope they're in a row. Or possibly some kind of column. I should put 37, the 37 dicks in a row on here, on the soundboard. That would be a classic. Referential humor. Everybody loves that. Do it? Okay. Alright, I'll try to find a good clip. 37. My girlfriend sucked 37 dicks. Whoa, in a row? One of the best lines in any movie ever. It was basically KSP's tech tree, but really big. Well, you know what? Since you're not tethered to KSP, you can like get a little creative with it too. So don't feel like you got to emulate KSP directly. I made the right call lowering the volume on the engines because they were so loud when I was testing this thing. I had to turn down vehicle volume. All right, we should be able to check the map here. Oh, we still got a ways to go. We should probably get a little higher to get some better efficiency. I don't know why I'm trying to level out. Just keep gaining altitude here. Hey, Captain Sandwich. Welcome back. Got to keep that streak going. I know how important it is. You got to save up those channel points. Mighty Stoosh has to finish KSP too. Apparently there was a modder whose mods were like really helping to flesh out the game, and then after KSP 2 shut down, he just took down all of his mods. Maybe somebody else knows more about that than I do, because I don't really follow KSP 2 stuff outside of what shows up on my YouTube recommended page, and also the stuff that I seek out, and the Steam forums for KSP 1 where people are like, should I get KSP 1 or KSP 2? And then you've got the people who are like, yeah, KSP 1 is complete and good, and KSP 2 is not. And then other people are like, no, guys, they're secretly still working on it. Here's how KSP 2 can still win. It's just really embarrassing. Ooh, Snorkeling Bear is locked. Some of the tech tree components by contracts. Oh, that's such an awesome idea. Like I said, I wish KSP had done more of that kind of stuff, because really you can just hang out on Kerbal and farm science from space stations, and I don't think that's really what should happen, but I mean, I guess it's there. Yeah, keep doing it, keep iterating on that, and I'm curious to try it out. All right, are we maintaining a good altitude here? How high do you think this thing can fly, like, safely? I would love to adjust the trim, but I forgot how, so I'm just not gonna touch it. You can see my my little prograde marker drops when I pull back like that. Every time I try to rotate, it's a little, whatever. No biome hopping, so you have to really explore. That sounds good. I like that. Like, KSP did a lot of things right, and I think there was some early ambitions for like the resource gathering system and colonization, and all that stuff just kind of went by the wayside. And then when KSP 2 was announced, I was like, oh man, they can finally add colonies and interstellar and resource management and blah 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 blue blue, and then they didn't. So glad to see at least, you know, some people are interested in that kind of stuff besides me. Because yeah, it's fun to just launch rockets and watch the funny green men scream and explode, but I want to manage a space program. Like, that's sort of what is proposed here, right? That was the promise of the game. All right, well, we're over halfway there, so I'd say we're making pretty good time. Trying to figure out a way to give space stations and bases a purpose. Can you use them for refueling, I guess, is the first question. Because refueling has always been sort of one of the reasons to use them in KSP, at least. Okay, so refueling is good. Communication stuff. I know. Okay, so in KSP, the version we're playing right now, vanilla, if you have a pilot on a space station with the right kind of antenna, they can actually control drones or control probes without needing a connection back to KSC. So you could send a ship to Duna and then have a pilot on board and then drop a probe down onto Duna, and the pilot in the craft can control the probe, and you don't need a relay to get back to Kerbal. So there's that too. I don't know how useful that information is necessarily. Okay, I feel like we're stalling out a little bit here. Anybody else feel like we're stalling out a little bit? I'm why is it doing that, guys? Like losing, maybe we're too high up in the atmosphere. It's okay, we'll drop a little bit of altitude here as we get closer to our target. Okay, that's a little bit too much altitude. Let's pull up a little more. Hex says, I don't know the game, can barely see anything, not paying attention. Yes, definitely. I feel like we're stalling. Hex, you never played KSP? That is, that's interesting. I feel like KSP sort of has like wide appeal for a lot of different gamers. I know it's not something, I don't know why it initially appealed to me. I guess just the little guys going into space seemed kind of cool. Crash, crash, crash. No, Pizza, we're not going to crash tonight. The plane is off the ground. There is no crashing at this point. It's too late. Oh, here we go. We can log the pressure data. There we go. So we'll just reset that. And now let's move on to the next one. Activate navigation. So yeah, we can pretty much just head straight on. Third to the right, straight on till morning. Can we get a bet on a death tonight? Yeah, if Emmy wants to set it up, sure. We got 6,000 for that. That's pretty good. I don't think Emmy knows how to set up polls though. I personally would not bet on a death tonight, just because I try to avoid them. I guess that doesn't really mean anything. I try to avoid them in Phasmophobia too. But we saw I died twice in a row last night. No thanks to Rillip, by the way. He's real helpful. We're gonna have to get him trained up on how to properly play Phasmophobia. What a great sound alert. Thank you, Pizza, for that awesome Jason sound alert. Feel free to try out some of the other ones, including Chucky, Dr. Loomis from Halloween. We got Psycho on here. Franklin Bear's gonna add 30 ores. Oh, nice. Yeah, if you haven't seen the resource thing that was proposed initially for KSP, I think that might be a good starting point too. If you have seen it, then yeah, you already know what I'm talking about. Really cool stuff. Something I'm very sad that we never got. Like all that stuff that I saw, and I was like, oh man, this game's gonna be so cool. And I was right, but you know, if wishes were fishes, we'd all have a very Merry Christmas. I think my personal favorite of the sound alerts that I've added so far is definitely the Lost Boys one. Wolfman's Got Nards is okay too. I wish there wasn't so much stuff going on in the background. And I know Emmy, of course, loves The Mummy. So I'm glad we added something from The Mummy. All right, we're almost there. It's a bit of a long haul night flight here. Not that long. We're not even crossing the dang ocean. We're just doing a quick little training loop, basically. And look at that. We've only burned like 52 units of fuel. So efficient. Mix 3 of them, you get solid fuel, but mix in some other ones and you get liquid fuel. Maybe you have to mine some kind of oxygenated rock for oxidized or keeping the crew alive. Yeah, ooh, man, so many interesting ideas. Oh, here we are. Log the data. Okay, and then on to the next one. Nope. Oh, it's automatically doing it for us. Nice. Let's go ahead and start our turn. We are banking to the left slowly, just to get our prograde marker facing the correct way here. But we gave ourselves plenty of altitude. Okay, up, 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 up. All right, there we go. I think we are on target. Beautiful. All right, so nice. Oh, that one too.
Motherfucker.
Yeah. You listen to, who was that? Busta Rhymes. Busta Rhymes yelling at Michael Myers. Again, just a weird note to end off the original Halloween movies on. Tyra Banks and Busta Rhymes hosting a horror reality show in the Michael Myers house. And then Busta Rhymes shows up and hits Michael Myers over the head with a piece of wood or something. It's great. Completely ridiculous, but I guess very appropriate for the time when it came out. Nobody was taking horror movies seriously at that point. And then they gave it to Rob Zombie and he bungled that, and then they waited another 15 years. It was maybe like 10 years. And did the new ones with bringing Jamie Lee Curtis back. I don't know how they got enough money to pay her off to be in those terrible movies. Pizza says, I just came to say hi since I'm taking care of a dog that loves to wake me up at 7. All right. Yeah, we'll let you know if I blow up. I'm sure Emmy will post a clip of it at some point if it happens. I don't think it's gonna happen, guys. That's why we test. We tested this plane. Well, I tested this plane over the weekend, like I said. It took quite a few tries, but I think it looks pretty good, especially using just the early game parts. And it flies okay-ish, I guess. Not the best plane I've ever flown, but it's also not the worst. Snorkeling Bear says, I built a space elevator on one of the 3 moons on this game's Kerbal equivalent, which is called Poseidon. The planet is Poseidon and the moons are currently unnamed because I'm bad at naming. Well, if you're Greek inspired, you could definitely use some of Poseidon's children as the names of the moons. Otherwise, if you're just kind of going for more of a I don't know, just like generic what things should be named. Oh, we're here. Log it. All right, now we head to the next one, which we are already locked onto. So now is our big bank. So we're gonna make an easy bank to the left again until we've pretty much done a U-turn. We just have to make sure we don't go into a spin or some kind of stall. Very important. Look, you can see the land over there. Look at that, we gone so far. You can see the mountains near the KSC. All right, so we're now almost pointing north. So just a little bit more banking and we'll be, yep, you can see the light here. You can name a telescope. So you look at the planet and then you can just name it. Sounds very fun. This is all great ideas that would have been really cool in a KSP 2 type game. Alright, we should be able to level out here and head straight on until we get there now. Maybe a little bit more to the left. But yeah, it's looking pretty solid, I think. Here we go. Okay. So now we just head until we're there. Man, this thing does not handle very well. I'm like tippy tapping this thing. It would be nice if I had a joystick like Urban does. He's got the right idea. Game desperately needs analog controls. So it basically just gets a seed. Yeah, that makes sense. Easier to keep track of that way. But yeah, obviously if you're going by like astronomic naming conventions, it would be star name plus number plus, what do they use? I think they use letters if it's a moon. Like Sirius A1 would be like the moon of the first planet of the star system Sirius. I'm sure Hex knows better than I do. Now, how are you handling faster than light travel? I think I asked that last week. Is it just gonna be like magic space dust, or is there a warp system? Is it just really long time scales? I could see that working. Like if you play as a, I don't know, I'm just throwing some ideas out here for real-time faster than light travel. Or not faster than light, but like interstellar travel would be you're playing as an AI that sends out robotic ships. No faster than light, but you can get close. Okay, so you'd have to get up to speed and then also still time warp for like several years to get to a planet or to get to another system. There are man-made wormholes. Ooh, okay. All right. So kind of not faster than light travel, but like teleportation, I guess. Sort of. I mean, wormholes are theoretically possible, but obviously we've never observed one. Yeah, teleportation. Well, it's not quite teleportation because you're just traveling through a hole in space that happens to be a shortcut to where you're trying to get to. A little bit different. Stupid, expensive, and hard to maintain. Yeah. All right, so now I'm thinking the portals in Valheim, which I guess don't require any resources to maintain. But if you did. And maybe certain things can't go through the wormhole. Could be an interesting limitation, although people would just mod it out, I'm sure, like they do with Valheim. Well, why can't we take metal through the wormholes? Why we gotta sail everywhere? It takes so long. Yeah, it's a Viking game. You gotta use your boat. That's why you built it, so you could use the boat. Metal through portals is a game setting now? Oh, those cowards. You made your game, now you play it the way you want. Whatever. I guess I'm not gonna get mad at them. I would obviously play on the hardest settings because that's just the kind of weirdo I am. X says it's tedious. I guess, sure. I mean, all games are tedious. I mean, what are you getting the metal for in the first place? To fight more bosses so you can get more metal to fight more bosses? That's the game. The bigger you make your wormhole, the bigger crafts can go through, but the harder and more expensive to maintain. Okay. So yeah, so some kind of like resource has to be spent to keep it operating. I like that. So it's more like a jump gate than a, I mean, I guess, yeah, man-made wormhole jump gate. I'm thinking of the things from Freelancer, which is another awesome game that I should play on the stream sometime. I actually have it on disc, but I don't have a disc drive in my new PC. So I'd have to just get a copy of it elsewhere. Maybe it's on GOG or something. Imagine that I owned the game already and I'm buying it again just so I don't have to get a disc drive. What a world. All right, so once we've picked this one up, we're gonna start heading back towards KSC, and then we're gonna try to splash down near the KSC. I do not trust myself or this plane to actually be able to land it, so I'm not even gonna try. Okay, we're here, so log the pressure. Nice, we got him, boys. So we just pocketed 46 grand. Nice. What does that put us at? 300,000? How much did we need? Isn't that how much we needed, actually? If that's how much we needed, then yeah, we're doing pretty good. All right, let's head east. and I will set coordinates to get close to KSC before we splash down. There we go. We'll turn a little bit here, a little banking. To the left, to the left. There we go. All right, we are on target. I guess we could probably go a little bit more to the left here. Should be able to see the lights in a few minutes once we get a little closer. So we're losing altitude, so let me just pull up a bit. There we go. That ought to get us there. You'll notice I've been at full power this whole time. I have not let off the throttle at all. These engines are too weak for that, I think. Although I would be curious if I could just like put a little seat on this thing. If I could take off, if I put a seat and put a Kerbal in the seat, if I could take off with just one engine and like some little winglets on the side. That might be a fun little acrobatic craft we could use. Sure, it would be terrible. All right, so yeah, you can see the shore near KSC there. That's what we're aiming for. All right, so I guess while we're locked in here on autopilot, I don't have to really do very much. Let's talk about how everybody's week was. It's Friday. Finally, next week, if you're in America, is Labor Day, so it's a 3-day weekend. For some people, it is for me. I just found out today. Luckily, my coworker told me that Monday was Labor Day, or I would have showed up. I'm very confused as to why nobody else was there. Ugh. All right, to the right, to the right. There we go. Pull up. Good, good, good. Hex says, on the other hand, you get to work a full day with no coworker. Yeah, but I would rather not work a full day. Like, my coworkers being there is not what makes it annoying. Go, 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 go. And up. Speaking of solar panels, Snorkeling Bear, I know you haven't been watching the Stationeers gameplay, but I finally got the upgraded solar panels so I can set them up without having to worry about storm damage. So for all of you Stationeers heads out there, just giving you a little update as to some of the work I've been doing. Honestly, power has not been an issue on Vulcan thus far, except at the old outpost. But I have big plans, and I hope that I can share them on Monday regarding the creation of a new landing pad and like observation area further up on the mountain. Basically, my plan is build an elevator and stairs and then go up a couple levels, and then when you walk out, there's like an observatory and the landing pad right there, so that the traders can come in and I can monitor them and have the radar dish up there and everything. It'll be super cool. You guys will love it. And also, like I said yesterday, me and Mighty Stoosh started playing Core Keeper, and I'm having a pretty good time with it. It's basically Terraria meets Stardew Valley. And yeah, it's good. I'm looking forward to playing a little more of it, beating it at some point. Glad I waited till 1.0 because Mighty Stoosh was telling me all these things that they added, and I'm like, oh, I'm glad I didn't play without that. So, you know, maybe there's a case to be made for not playing early access games before they're actually done. Just let them finish the game. How much did Star complain about the base building in Core Keeper? Only a little bit. Okay, let's shut off the engines. We're just gonna glide in and then pop the parachutes here. Let's lower our speed. We can shut these off. There we go. The engines are shut off. Again, I'm not going to try to land this thing. I know everybody's like, Star, just land it. Look at how easy it is to land. Not happening. Not with the shitty landing gear. It would be a nightmare. Up, 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 up. So, Snorkeling Bear, you're telling me you already have a playable version of this game. When did you start making it? It's only been like a week since I last talked to you. See, this is what I'm talking, like KSP 2, they had 7 years to make a good game. Snorkeling Bear's out here making one in a week. That's why I don't trust all these studios that are like, oh, it's so expensive to make a game these days. I'm working on it for a few months. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Well, that's still better than KSP 2. Guys, we're releasing next year. Oh, just kidding. We're gonna release an early access in 4 years. Got a pretty good glide pattern here. That's very nice. This isn't flying, it's falling with style, and a lot of style at that. I mean, we could theoretically try to come in for a landing, but I'm gonna just stall us out here and pop the chutes. There we go. Man, we're getting a little bit too much there. All right, so we're just gonna go ahead and pop the chutes here. That's totally normal. That's what's supposed to happen. And then we're gonna go in butt first. I hope. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. All right, let's see if this thing lands properly with the parachutes out. I don't know if we had if I felt a little more confident in my landing. I don't want to land on the dirt runway either. I think most people tend to just land on the grass next to the runway rather than risk it on the dirt runway. But I think this is close enough. We should get most of the money back. We are coming in a little hot here. I maybe should have added more chutes. Maybe like 2 to the back. Let's see how it looks inside. Ah, very, very fun. All right, thank you for that view, Jeb. It looks great. Beautiful, beautiful parachutes. The greatest thing in the world. We are now preparing for our splashdown. All right, beautiful. Look at that. All right, we're gonna get the recovery crew out there and recover Jeb. Let's see how we did. All right, we got a little bit of science. Got some data that does nothing. We got 97.8% of our value back, so no problems there. And Jeb is ready to go. So that puts us at 300,000. So we can actually buy. We would be cutting it super close. And what do I guess I need to do start doing recovery missions. Oh, I clicked on the spaceplane hangar. Damn it. Get me out of here. Okay. We could do this. That's on the surface. Never mind. Surface. Suborbital space flight and the orbit. No. Test Juno. Test that. Orbiting the Mun. I mean, theoretically, I could do that. I do actually need to go back to the Mun. And Ant weighs like practically nothing. So... You know what? I'm gonna take that one because I think I can pull that off. Let's slap together another mission here. And okay, we got the advance, so that should cover everything. So we'll grab the Excelsior 2, which is our moon rocket. I think, right? And we unlocked the upgraded fuel tank, yes. So we can actually swap these out with the better ones. One, two, three. So 2 big is better than 4 mediums. I guess there's technically 5. But there we go. And then slap these on the side. Adjust them. Just make sure that they are at the center of mass-ish. Oh, nice. It keeps the strut, too. That's super nice. Move these down a bit. We kind of want... Yeah, we want them to be basically level with the other engine. Put that there. Looks good. Okay. Anything else? I believe this is the one that has the... You guys might remember this. Oh no, this is the one that has the Terrier. Well, that makes things a little awkward. Can we just slap an ant on the side? How much do they weigh? 0.02 tons. I guess if we put it to the side, this is gonna be a little goofy. You know, let me just put 2 just to make it a little safer there. We can test them out when we get up there. All right, how does that look, guys? Does this look maneuverable enough? This is a swivel, right? Swivel, Reliant, and then a Terrier. And with conics, we should be able to get there pretty easily. And these should be way up here. Like so. That fires, and those can fire for the test. And then get rid of the extraneous ones. Okay, looks good. Any additional comments that need to be made here? I think we can send Valentina out. There's no power, cannot transmit science, whatever. Okay, so it's 13,000, so we can go ahead and buy the tracking station. Buy the tracking station, finally. So now we can launch. Why not use liquid tanks instead of SRBs? It's cheaper. And I don't need liquid tanks. Like if one engine, let's say I use a Reliant, that's 1100. An SRB is 850. So this plus the fuel, it's just more, I don't know, I'm saving a couple hundred Kerbucks here rather than having to deal with anything else. I think it'll be fine. All right, Jeb, we're switching you out with Val. She can try to get a good orbit around the Mun. Wow, we're at 29 out of... Also, the part count. We're at 29 out of 30. Swapping this out for liquid tanks and an engine would cost more, actually. So we can't even afford to do it. Even if I wanted to. We have to upgrade the VAB before we can add more. Okay, I think we have everything. Let's just double check the staging. 1.23 TWR. That's good. That's good. These are for testing purposes only, although we could theoretically use them if we had an emergency or something, I guess. I don't know. All right, let's launch. Yeah, once we have the upgraded VAB, I'll probably end up using a lot more asparagus staging for everything, since that's kind of my go-to for maximum launch efficiency, even if it is way more expensive. All right, here we go. Everybody's locked in. We actually get our data now, which is cool. All right, we're doing a night launch. Deal with it. Here we go. Wahoo! All right, we're tipping over just a little bit to get it started. And we should be fully over by the time... We'll say it's a gravity turn. I guess it's not really a gravity turn if you're controlling it. You're supposed to go with gravity. But I don't trust gravity, so we're not going to do that. Gravity is a harsh mistress, much like the mun. Let's make sure we're not going too fast here. Okay, everything is looking good. Keep maneuvering, keep it at 90. 90, not 91, not 92. These are getting a little high here. Let's keep them contained until we're out of the thickest part of the atmosphere. Very nice. Very smooth, Valentina. You're doing great. There goes the SRBs. Some fireworks for the Kerbals down watching at home. And we will now begin our full tilt to 45 degrees. Or eventually switching to more of that. Yeah, SRBs are pretty cheap, so they're good to use. They're also a single part, which is the other important thing. Snorkeling Bear's game has just science and sandbox modes. Okay, so the other, I mean, KSP started with just sandbox, so I'd say that's a good call there. All right, we're gonna keep doing this. You know what? We should probably not tilt quite that far over. I mean, heck, we haven't even finished our starter stage. We're going to be switching to our orbital stage here shortly. Look at how much easier it is to make a nice launch when you have the right parts and the information that I need. Here we go, and then let's drop that down. Set her to prograde, and then we'll shut our engine off for now. Should get a really nice, efficient orbit here. Fire that back up. Now, if you're wondering what I'm doing, I basically want to keep my T minus to 30 to reach my apoapsis. So we kind of control that by increasing our thrust to basically rewind time in order to try to maintain a consistent time to apoapsis. There we go. All right, we got it at 23 right now. That's pretty good. Just feather the throttle a little bit. Oh, okay, we're going a little bit too fast now. Bring it back down, bring it back down. And you can see our periapsis now. Oh, we're getting some heating here because we're still kind of low in the atmosphere. So now we're going to try to raise our apoapsis up to, say, 80 is good. Probably wasn't the best launch ever. I should have probably kept it a little steeper, but whatever, this works. Gets the job done. And then we even have a little bit of extra juice in the tank. And I actually don't know if I want to bring this whole thing. I might just ditch this And then, no, we'll just bring it, whatever. What's the harm? Unfortunately, we are still in the upper atmosphere, so we have to wait. Is there anything we haven't got yet? Oh, I guess we didn't get the upper atmosphere yet. We didn't get temperature either? Jeez. Do I have a crew report at least? Yeah, we do. Okay. So we'll have to grab that stuff out before we take off here. And now we can make maneuver nodes, so that'll make this way, way easier. In fact, I might be able to get out and get some EVA science. You're starting to feel you should really get back into the ship. Yep. Let's get in there before I burn up. Whoa. There we go. Like a weird hiccup with chat here. Hang on. Let me fix it. Come on. There we go. Had to refine my stream. Okay, there we go. I think. Somebody say something so I can verify that chat is working again. Sometimes it gets frozen on the screen and then people are like chatting and I can't see. Okay. All right, Hex. I see Yar. Something. Thank you, Emmy. All right. Thank you, everybody. We got the sun over there. Big, beautiful lens flares.
They broke in upon me and found me doing an unholy thing.
Okay. We're almost to space. We just have to wait a few more minutes at this rate. It be Talk Like a Pirate Day soon. For those of you who observe it. Yep. 2 weeks, right? Two and a half? It's September 19th, right? Do I have that date right? Please verify. I guess it's closer to 3 weeks. But still, it's coming up. I got all my pirate stuff ready to go. In my prop box. September 19th is right. And yeah, 3 weeks on a Thursday. Perfect. So it's a stream day and everything. It's not going to be... I don't have to do like a special event for it. Just dress up. Play a pirate game. Guys, I'm going to play Skull and Bones. Oh boy. I heard that's really good. Actually, no. I heard it was really bad. Why are there so many bad pirate games? Or I guess the better question is, why are there so few good pirate games? Which Assassin's Creed is it that's a pirate one? Is that Assassin's Creed 4? Maybe I'll just jump in and play that. Maybe pirates are just easy to... Wait. Maybe pirates are just easy to gameplay. Easy or not easy? Or I guess you're saying they make so many pirate games that most of them are bound to be bad. Play the pirate world of Mario Party 2. I don't really want to play Mario Party against the AI though, because they're really stupid. And I also don't want to play against other people because they might win. And then I'd feel bad about myself. Oh, yes, finally. I can pin the apoapsis and periapsis. everything feels right with the universe now. I can actually play the game. Let's zoom in here. And align our prograde. We're going to circularize, and then we're going to set up a maneuver node. And then we're going to tweak it a little bit, and we're going to get as good of a insertion as we can. All right, what else can we talk about? I know we always talk about movies, and that's like the joke. I was walking past the theater this morning on the way to work. They were showing Twisters, Deadpool, and It Ends With Us. And I asked Emmy what It Ends With Us was, and she said it was some kind of lady drama. Which, I don't know. That's not really my kind of genre of movie. Like Marriage Story. I don't want to watch two people yelling at each other for 90 minutes. And if it's 2024, it's probably more like 2.5 hours. All right, that should be good. So let's go ahead and turn those off and set up our maneuver node. So we're not doing this like animals. So 860, and then we'll tweak it a little bit. And yeah, we'll just go ahead and we want to be coming in like that. Yes, perfect. Oh, okay. So it's the other way around actually. Oh, we actually need to get our orbit. I guess once we capture, we can change our orbit to whatever we want, right? All right, that looks good. Okay, so we're good. So who's ready for an actual moon mission this time? Heck, we could probably, well, not with this craft, but we can design a craft to land on the mun here shortly. We're gonna time warp to our maneuver. Wow, guys, it's like I'm actually playing the game. This might be the most incredible thing. It's been so long. All right, there we go. Let's go ahead and point prograde and get ready for our launch. So pretty much it even tells us when we have to decouple, which is pretty nice. Like you burn, decouple, and then finish the burn. Very good stuff. And I think it still holds true. You should burn half before and half after. We might start a little bit earlier just because we're gonna have to decouple in the middle there. And not even, it's like towards the end actually. But you know what I mean. So we'll start at, say, 15 seconds instead of 12. All right, here we go. Get locked and loaded. Burning, we're burning, we're burning. And then once we've run out, we switch to the other engine, and then we switch back to the map. And then we keep an eye on it. Just watch our periapsis slowly drop. Oh, this is, look at that. Oh, it's so easy now. I can perfectly predict where my orbit's gonna go. There we go. We even saved some delta V with the boost from the decoupler there. All right, we are on our way. Who's ready? And I do not trust. This is something I learned. I don't trust warp to encounter. Do you know why? Because last time we were playing and I warped to encounter, it just went right past it and fucked me over. I was at Jewel, guys. I was at Jewel and it shot me past my encounter and completely bungled the mission. Yeah, so never doing that again. So we're gonna manually time warp. Ugh. All I want is like a smooth experience that does what I expect it to do. When things start breaking, that's when I start getting frustrated. And a lot of things broke the last time we played this game. It was awful. The co-star, if you just get the mod. I'm not getting a mod to fix a basic gameplay feature. This isn't a Bethesda game. Maybe it should be. Maybe Bethesda should buy the rights to KSP and put out KSP 2. That'd be kind of fun, right? You could fill it with side quests and story cutscenes. Include a dramatic scene where you have to slay the Kraken, but the Kraken is actually good. No, guys, the Kraken doesn't want to hurt us. He's good now. He said he's sorry. No, you must destroy the Kraken for the good of all the cosmos. I'm referencing the quest where you have to kill Parthenax from Elder Scrolls 5 Skyrim. You guys might remember that from the game. I know it's over 10 years old. Whatever, you guys don't get it. That's fine. All right, let's do this. It's time to get into an orbit. Actually, we can speed up a lot of time here. We get a lot closer. We do kind of have a weird angle here, unfortunately. We also have to watch our electric power because we don't generate any more power. So, something we got to watch out for. Are they making another Elder Scrolls game? Would be Elder Scrolls 6, right? I know they have Elder Scrolls Online, but surely they must have announced something after BioWare announced the new whatchamacallit game, Dragon Age. Have I ranted about the naming convention for the Dragon Age games yet? I definitely have to my man-baby coworker who loves Star Wars because he also loves Dragon Age. And every time it comes up, I say, oh, is that the one where the first one is called Origins and the second one is called 2 and the third one is called Inquisition? And now the fourth one is called Veilguard, but it was going to be called Dreadwolf. That one. Okay, we need to get to between 180 and 190 kilometers. How hard is it to just, you know, stick to a naming convention? Dragon Age Origins, Dragon Age 2, Dragon Age 3. And then he always has the excuse, oh, actually Dragon Age 2 was going to be DLC for the first one, but then they made it into a whole new game. Which is like the lamest excuse ever. All right, 400. Bring it down to 300. Bring it down to 200. And then get it right in the middle there. 185. And we are good. Okay. So. Now I guess we're just gonna go that way. Might also be worth trying to do a rendezvous now. Although I might also want to wait until we get a rescue mission to the Mun. Oh, we need data from here. Hold up. All right, Valentina, I need you to get out. I need you to grab. Take the data. Take the data. I think we already got all the other stuff, so we'll just get a crew report. Crew report. Keep that. Okay, and that should be good. And that is scientific data from space around the Mun, which we did. Good. Then we'll test out the engines, and then we'll get ready to go home. By circularizing and maybe normalizing our orbit. And then launching. Go back. Actually, we could probably just go straight back to Kerbal now. We could just launch from here. It's not that big of an ask, all things considered. Now that we have maneuver nodes, it'll be kind of trivial. Let's go ahead and test. There we go, we got it. 51,000 space bucks. And we're also gonna get this one, of course. So I think our money problems are solved until we need to upgrade R&D. Because what did we say? That's like 1 million something. We currently have 70,000. Not a lot. Yeah, we should probably go back now. We'll say 200. And we just sort of tweak that. It's 2 million. Go the other way. Try to figure out as low as we can get. Just moving where we do our burn, and then once we kind of find the best spot, we increase our speed. Is that going up now? Still going down. So for 24, 23, 23. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and give us a little more oomph here. I think we're gonna need it. 1,900,000, 800, 700, 600, 500. Barely see it down. It's 400, 300, 200, 150, 100. All right, now we're going to adjust. Again, okay. We get that right to about 25. Okay, perfect. There we go. So it's about 280 to get back, which I think is correct. It's been a while. I'd have to double check the Delta V map, but I think that's right. It's like somewhere between 200 and 300 is what it tends to be for me, depending on how my orbit is. Our orbit's a little bit weird. It's a 12-second burn, so it should go pretty quick. Go ahead and point prograde. Oh, we gotta probably turn off those ant engines before I do something stupid. Go ahead and shut those down. Okay, good thing I noticed that. I would have been wondering why the hell I'm burning so much fuel. I mean, they would cancel each other out, which would be okay, but better to not have to worry about it to begin with. No, not the Mun. I want to focus on Kerbal, please. Thank you. And we still need to save Jacef. So I think Jacef is going to be our next mission that we're going to do once we get back. Once we have all this extra cash and science, we should be able to slap together something that can recover a Kerbal. Here we go. It's gonna widen our orbit around the Mun. It'll show up around Kerbin and drop down. And there we go. If we want, we can drop it a little more too. Perfect. Right on target. And while we're out here, I guess I can check, see if there's any missions. If they, for whatever reason, I mean, it's a little late now because we've already done our burn, but if there's a mission we could pick up and do while we're waiting. Test heat shield landed at Kerbin. Okay. I can do that. That's trivial. Grab the, we can actually take the ants off now. Wait, what? Missing part micro. I took the part off, man. What are you talking about? Okay, give me experimental rocket. This was when we tested for make sure that worked. I remember that. We need a structure. What is it? The heat shield? The 1.875. We have an adapter for that. There's gotta be one, right? Might be too big. I think that's just right, actually. No, it is too big. Do we have an adapter? Oh no. We might not. Oh wait, this might do it. Yeah, there we go. A little adapter there, and I assume we just have to do run test, right? Let me grab Bill, our trusty engineer. Bill, the engineer guy. Bob's our scientist, right? Yay, it worked. Okay, you got the data. Congratulations. Now, what's going to be really interesting is our first Mun landing with our limited part selection. Because right now, I think one of the biggest problems we're going to have, we have the P. Well, if we have the P, we should be able to do, we don't have science though, shoot. Ooh, that's going to make recovery missions a lot harder. Because we don't have a two-person cockpit, I don't think. Unless I picked one up and missed it. But I want to say you don't get the two-person one until... No, that's not it. Does anybody know what it's under off the top of their head? Maybe we do have it. Let me check the VAB. No, we don't have it yet. So I don't know where it is. I'll have to poke around, but I usually use the P for this. So it must be further down then. What are they called? Control modules? Command. Oh, here it is. The Mark II command pod. Yeah, so we need to get flight control and they get the Mark II command pod. Okay then, so we need 17 more science to do that. Which makes me think we're gonna have to do another Mun mission unless there is something that'll give us 2. We get no science for rescuing people, huh? Alright, let's just finish the current Mun mission and then we'll decide what we're gonna do. We can go ahead and delete this. And get Val back home. Thinking a Mun mission with a Science Junior might be in order. Sadly, we can't send a scientist to reset it. Or maybe just a high Kerbin orbit as well. It could snag us some science. Hey, look, we can actually see when our escape is gonna be. No more guessing. Oh yeah, we never made the poll to see if anybody was gonna explode tonight. I don't, if they do, they do. I don't think they will. I don't want people to waste their points one way or the other. You'll get enough schadenfreude out of it if it does end up happening. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and there we go. We're now on our way home. Points aren't wasted, just transferred, unless no one bets on the winning option, then points are lost. Well, I don't want you guys individually to lose points, even if it's to another person. Because I know everybody's saving them up to force me to eat beans or play terrible games. X almost paid points to have me play Core Keeper, and then I just said, I'm gonna play it. And now he has nothing to spend points on. You want to lose points? Well, spend them on something stupid then. That's what they're there for. You could be spamming sound alerts all night with all your points. All right, we're down to 100,000. We're over the desert, it looks like. Oh, we still have so much Delta V. Oh, man. Yeah, we could have landed on the Mun and got back. Not even a concern. So, yeah, we'll have to make some design tweaks, let's say. But we'll be able to send this thing, once we have landing legs, safely to the Mun and give that a shot. Hex wants me to read an excerpt from a parenting book. That's a great idea, Hex. Let me grab a parenting book. Oh my god. Emmy's just freaking me out. Let's see, which one is this? This is 13. Your young child. I'll go your young child. Let's see. I gotta watch for my decoupling thing here. But we should be all right. Okay, decouple. And go retrograde. And we should be fine. All right, this section is entitled The Doctor and the Dentist, Your Child's Friends by Julius B. Richmond, MD. The health of children in the United States and Canada has been consistently improved in the last 40 or 50 years. Keep in mind, this is from the 1950s, so they're referring to 1900 onward, basically. This has been due to advances in the training and information of our medical advisors. It has been due also to an increased understanding of what doctors and dentists can do to keep children in good health. Parents know now that their children's health can be improved through more frequent and more friendly contact between children and their doctors. This was in America? How much did that cost in the 50s? Doctors and dentists contribute to the guidance of your child's growth and development so that he may fulfill his greatest potentialities as a healthy, useful citizen in later life. Doctors today are concerned with your child's feelings, how he gets along with other people, and how his mind develops. We have added prevention of illness and the general supervision of children's health to the doctor's traditional responsibility, the care of the sick. Yeah? Okay. It is a good idea to have one doctor or one dentist take continuous care of your child insofar as that is possible. Of course, from time to time, a specialist of one kind or another may need to be consulted, but if you shift from one doctor to another, children have less chance to gain confidence in any of them. Nor will the doctor have as complete and thorough an understanding of your child. Trust in the physician or dentist is basic in the development of friendly relationships. Proper choice of a well-qualified doctor is important for the establishment of such trust. It just said that. Yeah, they hadn't invented gender-neutral language. I mean, I don't really care. Like, we're just using it as a general your child. The best advance assurance of proper choices to select a medical advisor recommended by a professional person or a professional society. Go ahead and pop the chute there. This section sucks. Why regular visits? How frequent should visits be? Preparation smooth. Oh god, there's a picture of a dentist in here. It looks like a horror movie. If I can get this on camera. Look at this. This poor girl. Like that scene in what is it? Little Shop of Horrors. God. Oh no, there's a crying baby here. What shall we do about tears? Ooh, here we go. A frank but sympathetic attitude on your part will tend to keep your child's confidence in you and make him more willing to repeat visits to doctors and dentists. Parents are likely to take pride in a child who can control his tears. Those who have studied children tell us that we have overdone the matter of trying to prevent children from showing their feelings readily and naturally. A few tears, even a slight shriek or two, are no reflection on a small person's upbringing. Small person is what they're calling children here. And relieve his feelings immensely. Okay, I don't have kids, so anybody with kids, if you want to weigh in on... Oh, are we coming in over the mountains? Okay, it's not too bad. We should be all right. I don't like coming in over the mountains. There you go, Hex. Enjoy your excerpt from a children's book, or from the 1950s, where they talk about doctors and dentists. Yeah, take your kid to the doctor and or dentist. Duh. I guess they have to write these things out because people who have kids tend to be less intelligent in general. And I'm wondering if it's like is it the having the kid that makes you stupid because your brain is rattled from lack of sleep? Or are you already stupid because then you choose to have a kid? That's what I want to know. Emmy was just telling me yesterday when she went to the dentist that the dental hygienist that we see is apparently pregnant. And Emmy had to pretend to be happy and excited for that. Oh, fuck me. Please stop. Please stop. Stop rolling. Okay, I think we're good. Fuck. Okay, this is actually kind of bad. This is what you don't want to have happen on the mountain. Okay, we should be okay. Okay, we're good. Oh. Woo. Get some pressure data. We're in, this isn't even the mountains. This is just the highlands. Okay, well, let's recover before we explode. You can be happy that the kid won't be your responsibility. Wait, what? Who can be happy about that? Oh, I guess Emmy can be happy about it. Test the Bobcat liquid fuel engine on an escape trajectory. These are all terrible. Okay, let's start. Wait, oh wait, do we have enough? No, we need 2 more. Okay, what do we got? What do we got? Attach a new part to satellite in orbit. Yeah, that's not ever happening. Rescue Siri, but it's spelled like a millennial spells their name. Rilip says he can't believe I haven't beaten the game yet. Rilip, you haven't even beaten this game yet. I don't want to hear about it. Maybe we could rove around. Let me see what we have for rovers. I don't think we have anything, but we might be able to make a little craft that can tootle around. I think the only thing we have is the fixed landing gears. Make a little tricycle. I don't know, guys. I should throw together some kind of science thing. Really holds me to a higher standard. Why? That's a weird thing to do. Take that off, take the plate off. And give me a Terrier with a truss. Oh, no, the truss. Give me the truss. I want the truss mount. And then give me a decoupler. There we go. Oh, right. We need the Science Junior too. I wish these weren't so expensive because I can't get them back. It's really annoying. I mean, maybe we could if I put a, let's try this. We put a heat shield on it, maybe we can get it back. Because I think that was the problem last time, the lack of heat shield. Also, it wasn't super aerodynamic, so let me also throw a drogue chute on here. There we go. That should do it. Rearrange everything. Looks good. Rest to wait looks good. Oh, we're slipping into the ground. Oh, shoot. We have new engines. Hold on. Gotta redo everything now. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's basically the same as our other one, but a little bit different. There we go. Then slap this guy on there. Okay. How many parts is that? 22? Good deal. We've successfully lowered our part count by swapping for larger whatchamacalls. That turns on. Decouple. Yep, looks good. That activates. And then open the drogues. Okay, looks good. Hey, Clown Fiasco, the game that brought me to the channel. What you making? This is just a basic science rocket to get some stuff from high Kerbal orbit. I just need 2 more science to unlock one of the things that we need to start rescuing Kerbals, so we're gonna slap that together. We'll send Jeb out here. Should be pretty good. Yeah, we should be able to get science from that. Would be nice if we could send a scientist as well, but again, we don't have 2 seats, so we can't. So yeah, Kerbal Space Program is back. We're playing on Fridays every week until I beat the game or get fed up with it again, whichever comes first. Okay, let's see if do we already get the science from here? Well, we got 1, so I'll just go because we're gonna have to go anyway. All right, Jeb, you ready, buddy? Okay, here we go. Clown Fiasco has 1,000 hours. How does one beat the game? My criteria for beating the game is to unlock all of the science, max out your, if you're playing in career, you have to max out your KSC, and also to have been to each planet at least once. You don't have to return. I feel like that's a tall order, especially for Eve. But if you have at least one, you've landed 1 vessel on each craft. I would say that's beating. If you want 100%, you also have to get every type of science from every biome, which obviously I'm not gonna do because that's too much, man. Yeah, we have a bit of a bungled launch here, actually. Uh-oh. Yeah, we're gonna have to recover. I tilted over a little too quick, I think. So we're gonna have to maintain this weird heading for a second while the SRBs burn out, and we can try to fix it. SSTO, single stage sub to orbit. For what? For this? I mean, I don't do SSTOs. That's too much pain. I guess if you wanted to say you could do a single stage to everywhere, one of those like mega missions that can land and take off from every planet and mine while it's down there. All right, let's start tilting now and bring us back to regular. There we go. And that should do it. Just hold this angle and hope for the best. You misread. It's a oh, SSSTO. Single stage sub to orbit. What? I have no idea what that is though. I mean, anybody should be able to go from suborbital to orbital. Okay, so let's back off a little bit here. Oh, submarine. Oh, okay. Single stage submarine to orbital. I don't even know how to make a submarine that doesn't float. I feel like I've seen somebody do it on YouTube before, but all the water stuff, I tend to just avoid anything that involves me spending too much time on Kerbal, because I don't find it enjoyable at all. So if any boats, submarines, even planes, I don't really care much for. I know a lot of people. I mean, we just had a plane earlier that I hated. But yeah, SSSTO on Lathe is technically easier. Yeah, because of the lower gravity, right? Now that might be interesting. I've never... Have I been to Lathe? Did I go to Lathe on the last mission? I can't even remember. Our Jewel mission got so bungled from that missed... what is it? The missed mark. It was supposed to stop the time warp, and then it didn't stop the time warp, which I'm still pissed about to this day, which is one of the reasons I stopped playing initially. Oh, just revert. Load your quick save. Guys, come on. Playing on hard. No quick saves, no reverting. Even for a bug. Which is annoying because there are still a lot of bugs that I somehow I'm the first to discover these bugs. I don't know how. Ooh, look at that. We're gonna run out of fuel here and then switch to our orbital engine. Very nice. Let's raise that up a bit here. Try to get out of space or out of the atmosphere. Let's see if we can get anything from up here. Oh, okay, that's enough. That's all we need. So we could actually just... Now, we don't even have to go full orbit. I could just stop. I guess I didn't need to do this whole rigmarole, huh? So we could just try to land here. It'll be kind of goofy, but whatever. There we go. All right, so we're gonna come in and we'll just use our engine to slow us down as we come in closer. Yeah, my goal is to, again, just try to get to every planet at some point. I'd love to go to Jewel. I'd love to go to Duna. Eve, I am always hesitant to go to, but whatever. We're gonna have to go there eventually. And Elu and Drez, of course. Can't forget those two. Oh, I guess I did almost forget Moho. We got to go to Moho at some point, too. Good old Moho. We'll visit the Mohole and the other landmarks on the other planets that I don't usually go to. We're going to follow what the contracts we get say to do, I guess. That's the main thing. Trust the contracts. They know what they're talking about. Okay, we're going too slow. Let me slow us down a little more here. You've got the Delta V for it. Well, most of it anyway. We technically only have about 900, down to 800. There we go. That's a little bit better. And we shouldn't pick up too much. I mean, we're going to pick up a little bit more speed, but we should be able to burn it off first and then deploy the drogue chutes, and we should be okay. And all this to get, what, 45? Not 45. 13 science. Not quite as much as we need yet. Clown Fiasco, do you have any advice for playing in hard mode? And also avoiding clipping. Because obviously it's a physics simulator. You can just break the game. There's lots of options. Step 1, don't play in hard mode. I mean, yeah, I could play in normal like a baby. But I think this game is already easy enough. Let's add a challenge to it. Let's make it a little tough. I assume the devs knew what they were doing when they added a hard mode. Maybe they didn't, and they're just like, that sounds about right. Nobody's ever gonna play in hard anyway. Gameplay is same, just less money for contracts. I like building big things. I like building big things too. Not too big, but I do tend to make like weird, intricately designed space stations that can barely get off the ground most of the time. Like the one that I designed.
Welcome to my world, bitch.
Yeah. Welcome to my world, bitch. The one that has the hydraulic arms that are down when it's taking off and then they fold out. That's one of my favorite designs. And it has like the solar, with the solar panels on that. All right, let's see how much heat we're gonna build up here before we gotta slam on the engine. And then finally deploy the chutes. You know, I always forget, but the engine bells can actually withstand a lot of heat, which I don't think is realistic. But I think it has to be like that for gameplay purposes, so that they don't explode just from running. All right, there we go. Like this is not realistic, I don't think. Maybe it is, I don't know. Somebody who works in rocket science, please let me know if any of this is realistic. I'm gonna guess no, but I don't know for sure. There we go. Uh-oh. Can you fuck me? Okay, pull up, pull up, pull up. We're acting like a lifting body right now. Watch the Starship re-entry that melted the craft on the way down. Yeah, that was the most recent one, right? Like that was the one that had come in like a bunch of times already. Well, this is not ideal. Oh boy. Don't like this at all. Well, we are slowing down quite a bit as we hit the thicker part. And we can hit the drogue chute soon. Like to deploy the drogues now, game. There we go. Whew. Okay, that was a lot of G-force for our friendly Jeb there. Okay. Yeah, we were coming in like a bullet was the problem, I think. I maybe should have just decoupled from the bell instead of wasting time. Whew. It did not feel fine. I'm glad we didn't come over the mountains because we would have slammed into him at high speeds. I was ready to bail out Jeb there. I don't know if it would have worked, but I would have done it. Let him use his parachute to recover. All right, now we get to play the waiting game.
No, the waiting game sucks. Let's play Hungry Hungry Hippos.
All right, deploy our other chute. It's probably a little too early, but so be it. I think in the future, Hex wants to play Hungry Hungry Hippo online. Do they have that on whatever that website was that we played board games on my birthday? A board game arena, I think. I doubt it, because it's a dexterity based game. It's not really something you can play over the internet. They might have it for tabletop sim, I guess. Guys, there's nothing more horrible than being in the middle of a Kerbal Space Program stream and then checking the time. I just looked. It's 7:30. We've only been doing this for an hour and a half, and I already feel miserable. I can only handle this game in small doses now. We can probably drop this now. The heat shield did nothing, so that was pointless. I don't know why we even have that stupid thing. I guess because last time our science thing blew up. Oh man, that seemed really big for an explosion of a single part. It's probably an MMO with microtransactions. Hungry Hungry Hippo, you got to unlock all the different skins. You got the different ball varieties. I mean, I could definitely see a free-to-play PvP Hungry Hungry Hippo style like hero type shooter game, but instead of a shooter you control a giant plastic hippo. I don't know where I'm going with this. I mean, I'm just imagining it. It would be really stupid, but I can certainly see it happening. I don't know if it would be an MMO, like Hex is saying. It would definitely be something. Okay, so nothing exploded. That's good. All right, Jeb, congratulations. You successfully got a Science Junior back. Let's see how much we actually get for it, considering how far away we are. All right, material study. We got 13.5. That's enough. We got 60% of the value back, so I mean, 1,000's not nothing to sneeze at. Now we can buy flight control, so now we can make our first recovery vehicle. So, brand new vehicle. We're gonna use the key. And we're gonna, oh my gosh.
We're not worthy.
Awaken, thank you for your follow. I hope you enjoy Kerbal Space Program because we're playing it every Friday until I get sick of it, or we beat it, one of the two, or until you guys get sick of it, I guess. All right, where's the, there it is. We need an inline reaction wheel because the P does not have a built-in reaction wheel. Put a parachute on top. Although I really think this looks silly. It's like it's wearing a little hat. All right, and then does this count as a decoupler, guys? Like, do I need a decoupler if I'm just using the ball Somebody please. It does have a blader, which leads me to believe I don't. I guess we'll test it out here. All right, so the most important thing is we need the top part. And an engine. Not sure, to be honest. I don't think so. Okay, I guess we'll try it with both options. It's only gonna cost us a little bit here. So this is our this looks so goofy. I know this does something. I guess we'll find out, and then maybe we can ditch the decoupler later, but I don't want to risk it right now. All right, now we just need something that'll get us to space. This is the Savior 1. So for this, we're just going to use a pretty standard design. It's got its own decoupler. Thank you, Joe Dirte Gaming. That's what I thought, but I couldn't remember. It's been a while since I used one. What's the mission? Weren't we just up in space? I gotta go rescue somebody. I was up there to get science so I could unlock the P, so I could actually get 2 Kerbals in here so we can start recovering them. So that is the current plan. We want to do this on the cheap, so the cheaper we can do it, the better. You can see it in this. Yeah, it's true. You can. Good eye. Move that down. So, how much Delta V are we getting out of this? Not nearly enough. I think with a couple of SRBs, we should be good. So let's grab... Probably the backs are too much, but they're 850 versus 400. I guess we have to decide how much we want to spend on it. No, this one holds 2. It's right now it's got Jeb and Bill in there. See? 2 slots. We just got to pull somebody out when we do these rescue missions. I'm going to go with the hammer here, I think. We'll see how the Delta V shakes out. The fire's there. Again, we only need just barely enough to get into orbit, plus some to maneuver once we're there. This is 2800. I think that might actually be enough. Guess we'll find out here shortly. When it either works or does not work. If anything, we could probably put a second. Put something in here. That's a liquid one. Don't do that. Grab one of you guys. Throw some struts on. Safety. There we go. And for extra stability on takeoff, we use, ooh, that's structure. There it is. We will hold the whole thing with one of those. Now, the important thing is, of course, we need the little hat, because that's our reaction wheel. This does not have a built-in reaction wheel. Very important. And I'm going to bring some batteries. These are massless, right? I believe these are massless, so we should be able to just bring one. And that is gonna... We put it on top or something. I don't want to... How much are they actually? They're 80 bucks, whatever. It's not going to matter. I'm not going to penny pinch that hard. Let's take a look. Cannot transmit science. Cannot generate electricity. Parachute issue. What do you mean parachute issue? This command pad has crew assigned but no parachute attached. Are you blind, game? I guess it can't tell because it's further up. Nah, it's definitely fine. That is considered attached, right? Like if I did this, it would say you're good. Yeah, it's fine. All right, let's take a look. We can tone this down a bit. So we're getting, oh, no, wrong one. Limiter. It's like 30. Yeah, that should be good. So we launch. We decouple the solid boosters. Switch to the orbital one, and we have 301 meters per second. Well, 1200 in a vacuum, so we should be fine. All right, let's do it. We're sending up our first guy. We're sending up Jebediah by himself. He's going to rescue Jacef, our first rescued Kerbal. And I see no problems here. I guess if we find a problem, we'll discover it while we're flying the ship. I mean, we're only out, what, like 10 grand for this whole thing? Let's get everything set up. Just to stump you, I bet he's an engineer. I don't care what they are. I'm doing it for the money and the reputation. And to get free, I mean, we're going to get our first rendezvous extra science here, which will be nice. Okay, keep our thrust to weight at a reasonable number. Everything's looking good. And over. It's getting a little off center here a bit. It's not quite as stable as I would like. Probably doesn't help that I'm constantly trying to control it, huh? Also not very aerodynamic with the big ball at the front. But what are you gonna do? Okay, come on. Oh yeah, that's, oof, that's yucky. This thing handles like a brick. it's not good. I hope we unlock the command pod soon. Hey, yeah, tail fins might be in order for this thing. It is not fun to drive. We're relying on gimbaling a lot. Oh fuck. Oh, okay, we're going for a flip. Whee! And recover. All right, that was just, Jeb was just showing off, guys. He says there's so much Delta V in this thing, he can do a backflip. Oh, fuck. We're going for another one. Whee! Yeah, tail fins for sure. Oh, man. Jeb, you show off. That's gonna cost you. Gonna cost, oh, we're doing it again. Yeah, this is so stupid. We may need to abort this. Okay, fuck it. Let's just go ahead and good test launch, everybody. Let's fuck me. Go ahead and decouple. Okay, yeah, it does in fact decouple. All right, perfect. All right, good work, team. We figured out the problem. It's the tail fins. Clown Fiasco says, game is very annoying with no action groups to collect science. I thought they added that. Did they not add it? They did not add a way to automatically collect science. I guess you have to do the mod. Might want to deploy my chutes. Yeah, I'll do it now, I guess. Yeah, maybe in KSP 2 they'll add that. That would be super nice. Very convenient. I was talking earlier about the conspiracy theories to that they're still working. Secretly, there's a team at Take-Two that's working on KSP 2, and they're gonna reveal all the work they've been doing soon. It's just so delusional. I don't know how else to describe it. It's like, guys, they shut down the team. Like, the whole company was laid off. There's nobody working on the game anymore. It's done. It's over. Go home. Why are you going to bat for a big corporation that has screwed you over? It's ridiculous. X says it's a lot of work to set up a fake company to embezzle money, then flee to another country. How much work do you think it would be? Would it be more or less work than having a regular job? Asking for a friend who has a regular job and would like to have an easier job. Can I just do what Jake and or Logan Paul does? I don't actually know what they do. I could sell NFTs. I think we talked about this before, setting up the Star Shard metaverse. Your Avastar. They get sued left and right. Hey, I heard one of those lawsuits was frivolous, all right? At least one of them was. I don't know about the other one. All right, so we tested out the decoupling mechanism. It does work. Thumbs up on that. The parachute works. The reaction wheel works pretty well. Does one of them do WWE? I don't know which one does. I think he does MMA, or he's a boxer. He does some kind of prize fighting. I don't know if it's Logan or Jake. Hex says, who could have foreseen that low quality drinks would become less popular after the initial interest and during winter? I don't know. I mean, I drink water from the tap like a caveman, so anybody that drinks anything else, I look at them like there's something wrong with them. Like my man baby coworker who loves Star Wars, whenever we walk to the gas station because he needs to buy a soda at 9 o'clock in the morning. It's like, geez, dude. Okay, let's revisit the design here and slap some tail fins on there or something. My only problem with that, and actually it's not really a problem. Do we have, because these are 0.037, these are 0.01. If we do the winglets, they're kind of heavy. Would just a regular winglet be good here? Something like this. What do we think? Yeah, that should work. Should keep everything nice and steady. Okay, so this whole thing is 12,000. I think some of that is, a lot of that is in the P, which is 2,000, so we end up recovering a good chunk of it. According to the Wikipedia article Emmy linked to, he is signed to WWE. Oh, man. That is... I mean, I don't know. I wish I had a life as easy as like all these celebrities so I could bitch about it. Like, oh, nobody bought my stupid drink. Nobody bought my NFT. Now I'm being sued. Boo-hoo. My life sucks. Like, okay, get a regular job. All right, here we go. If we have Jeb again, we don't have an extra person, so this should go slightly better this time, hopefully. I guess we'll just keep it straight up and down until we're a little bit higher up then. Wait, so one's a boxer and one is MMA. Oh my god. I can't keep track of these Paul brothers. They're multiplying. Rilla thinks that the thuds are gonna... Well, these are hammers, I think. But yeah, I don't think they're gonna blow off my winglets. I think we'll be fine. Emmykin says regular jobs suck. I know, I have one. And it's not even particularly difficult. It's just annoying having to go in every day. Like when I think about people who work on at a factory on an assembly line, I'm like, I would die. I wouldn't be able to handle that. I'd be sitting there just like, what has my life become? I'm standing here in the, like putting a, what, I don't know, what do people even do in factories anymore?
My own brother, a goddamn shit-sucking vampire. Oh, you wait till mom finds out, buddy.
Yeah, you wait till mom finds out. She finds out you became a vampire somehow. What did they think was gonna happen when they moved to the murder capital of the world? Beautiful Santa Carla, California. All right, there we go. That was much smoother this time. Good idea on the fins. Everybody who suggested that. It is much better now. What a great sound alert. Thank you, Emmykins, for suggesting that one. There were some other good ones from the Lost Boys, but that's the one I went with initially. Maybe we'll consider adding some new ones and swapping out some old ones. Because I don't want to fill up the whole... because there's a lot, you know? I don't want the whole thing to be filled up with spooky sound clips for half the year. I'm sure Emmy wouldn't mind. Okay, let's lay off the gas a little bit here. Yep, still a little bit more. Okay, we're gonna shut off the engine for now. Coast up a little bit higher, and then we will begin our burn again. Now that we're through the thickest part of the atmosphere, or most of the atmosphere, really. And then I can think about trying to rendezvous with the other Kerbal we sent Jeb up here to get. I didn't even look. And he's way over here, so we'll once we have an orbit, we can set that, and then we can get our maneuvers and everything good. So anyway, tell your friends, watch the Starshard Zero Twitch stream. That way I can become a famous streamer, and then I'll tell you guys how awful it is and how much work it is to be an incredibly influential and important and rich streamer. Who's the one? I don't know who it is. I'm sure it's just like everyone. Isn't there the one? There was one guy. Tell me if you know this one. He's a WoW streamer, and he lives like a big slob, and apparently he was using a dead rat as an alarm clock for several weeks. Anybody know about this guy? You may have heard of him. How the heck does that work? I guess apparently every morning when the sun came through the window, it would warm up the rat, and then the smell would wake him up. And that was his alarm clock. Everybody thinks I'm making this up. I'm not making this up, guys. This is real. This guy makes thousands of dollars streaming, and then has the gall to like bitch about how awful his life is. I really hope it's as fake as it sounds. It's not fake, it's real. It's stupid, but it's real. He's not a serial killer. It's Asmongold. See, awaken those. See? I'm not making this up. This is real. Rilip thought it was an army story. No, those cost channel points. I don't have anything nearly that disgusting from my time in the army, unfortunately. All my stories are very mild in comparison. I'm glad at least someone here is up to date on their internet culture and history. Maybe I should stream WoW. You guys want to watch me play WoW in 2024 with a brand new account? Actually, I might have an account already made. I don't know. Hex would pay points to avoid me playing WoW. I'm not gonna play WoW. That's it wouldn't be that fun, and it would eat up too much of my time. Or I guess if I only played it on stream, it wouldn't be so bad. Rilip says, I feel like you don't have the reflexes for it anymore, and you'd complain. WoW, does WoW need reflexes? I feel like it's not exactly a... It's got like cooldowns and stuff. There's only so much you can do. The people here are here for the space ball. Okay, we'll stick with the space ball. Hold on, what's going on? Emmy says there's a cat story from when I was in the army. I have a cat story from when I was in the army? Which I am not allowed to tell without giving Emmy a warning, apparently. I think I'm getting Mandela affected here. X says, I'm pretty sure if you start from level 1, you won't encounter anything challenging for days. Probably, yeah. I remember the last time I played, it was like 15 years ago. And I remember it being like kind of fun, but I had no idea what I was doing most of the time. It was from when I was deployed. I mean, I guess I kind of have like one story about a cat, but I don't think anything like horrible happened that I can remember. Clown Fiasco recently learned the US Army trained a cat to be a spy and wear a microphone. Well, I mean, that's easy. You just put a microphone on a cat. I could train my cat to be a spy. It was released and supposed to run into an embassy but got hit by a car. Oh no, that's so sad. I don't know why I'm laughing. I guess it's just because it, you know, you don't expect it to happen. That's what comedy's all about. It's about a subversion of expectations. It was something about someone kicking one off. I think that was a rumor. I don't think that actually happened. I didn't witness it personally. I would hope that I was with a bunch of infantry guys. I don't think they were that stupid. I mean, maybe they were. I don't know why they would do that. But, you know, they are infantry. We dropped bats with explosives over Japan, one of our most successful fire bombings. For some reason, I feel like I remember hearing that that didn't work, but maybe it actually did. Kind of impressive. Time to reach. All right, so we are almost to our apoapsis. What about the one where they trained dolphins to be psychic? Worked scary well. Yeah, I know the fire bombings did a lot more damage than the nuclear bombs. And everybody talks about the nuclear bombs. Like, guys, we firebombed Tokyo. It did a lot more damage than the nuclear bombs did. Nobody complains about that, though, because I guess nuclear is scary. Ugh. Let's circularize our orbit here. And then we will start thinking about what we're going to do with Jacef. Our friend Jacef. All right, we are mostly circularized. Let's go ahead and set Jacef as our target. And then we will find our first intersect point, which I feel like we could make any point an intersect point at this point. So I'm just gonna widen my net a little bit. Try to avoid going too far out. But realistically, since we're ahead of him by quite a bit, we could probably go out like 120,000. Oh, wait, no, we don't have a lot of Delta V. Never mind. We should save some of this. We'll go to, yeah, we went to 100. Okay. Looks good. Clown Fiasco says you can build nukes in KSP with cow controller and fireworks. X wants to know if there are population centers. Not in vanilla. The only destructible buildings are at the KSC. But yeah, I guess the Kerbals all live underground or something, because they don't have cities unless you get a mod. All right, let's see how long this is gonna take. That's the... Wait. I'm wider. I should be... okay, this we might have bungled this, actually. I guess we'll just do a couple of orbits while we wait. Yeah, they literally... They're terrible at everything but space flight. They can't build I mean, they can build buildings to build rockets, but they don't build houses or anything else. Okay, it is slowly inching towards us. All right, well, we'll just sit here with the time warp on while we hang out and talk about explosives in their various forms. Emmy says it's halftime. You know, this is a perfect time. We'll just let the game run in the background. And let's see, what do we got for halftime today? What has Emmy sent me recently? Okay, I guess we're doing Jimmy. It is Friday. Let's give you guys something good. Jimmy the Scott Jordan is back, and he's ready to teach us about video poker. All right. Jimmy, 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 Jimmy. Here we go. Oh, the hum. Let's do it. Oh, that picture of him.
Hi, I'm Jimmy the Scott. I'm going to teach you how to play video poker today.
Oh, man.
We're going to discover about 12 to 15.
It's like a YouTube video, like a proto YouTube video.
Some of the old ones. Yeah, I've been around this town for about 35 years now. I remember in 1976 when I was working downtown at the Hotel California. Came into work one day and I noticed these new machines.
You work at the Hotel California, guys.
On them, and I thought, boy, interesting, new, different. I wonder how long this fad will last. Well, little did I realize within a year it was sweeping the country, and by 1978, casinos had them all over Las Vegas, they're in Reno, they're in Tahoe, they're all over the country already. Video poker, they're interesting because you have some input. It's not like the regular slot machine.
Okay.
Where you put in a quarter, you pull a handle, and you got just good a chance to win as I have. But on video poker, there's a little bit of smart involved, a little bit of
actually good VHS quality.
A good draw will
the audio is so bad though; it's like popping in my ears.
You might have two pair, you might have a possible straight, and you keep the two pair and you come up with a full house. Or you keep the straight and you fill up the straight, the 4-card straight. It's just a matter of pure luck, I know that. But it's when those 5 cards come out of that machine, that's how we separate the men from the boys. Now, as far as percentages go on these things,
that's how we separate the men from the boys.
3% to 4% on an average. In this casino, all the dollar machines at the end of the year, this casino will hold 3% of all the money put into their dollar machines. They know that. They're in the business. They take about 8% off quarter machines. Why? Because it takes longer to put the money in. See, dollar machines, you put the money in faster, then take a smaller percentage. You get down to nickel machines, you're talking about 15%.
What's he talking about?
Break, but at least your money lasts longer. And when you're gambling, and don't tell me you're a gambler if you play video poker. I'm sick and tired of people saying I'm a gambler. What do you play? Video poker. You're playing a game. You're not a gambler until you can make money at it, until you can make money more often at it, until you know what you're doing, until you're intelligent, until you budget yourself, until you play smart. Then you become a video poker player who is a gambler. But just because you're a video poker player doesn't mean you're a gambler.
Are you a gambler if you play the slots?
I'm going to help you to play smarter and play better and play sharper. And I'm going to tell you what to look for in these machines. And
all right, tell us what to look for, Jimmy.
About people that know how to
tell us the secrets.
100% slot machines. Yes, 100% slot machines. You see, these machines are relatively simple. Inside all video poker machines, and this is all video poker machines,
all right,
and all machines, period, they got little computer chips, and is the best way I know to describe how luck works into this.
They got little computer
chips.
There's
a little computer chip inside these machines with 150,000 little zits on there, and each zit is 10 cards, 10 cards, 10 cards, 10 cards, 10 cards. Over that little chip, there's a laser flashlight about the size of a needle, and it's always wiggling and squiggling. And every time you put your one coin in that machine, your first coin,
that's how computers work.
One of the zits on that chip, and that tells your wheels what to stop on. It could be 2 of a kind, could be 3 pair, probably nothing. 56% of those chips are nothing on that machine, but there are 4 royal flushes on that chip. You say out of 150,000 zits, there are 4 royal flushes? Yeah, each zit is 10 cards, 10 cards, 10 cards, 10 cards. Why? So you're odds about 40,000 to 1 of hitting a royal flush. That's really tough, I know. But jacks are better, you get jacks are better. About every 5th time you'll hit a jacks are better on this
Somebody
machine.
do the math. How many permutations are there of 10 card?
More into percentages in just a minute because that's what's
10 card hands.
Now they got 57 different kinds of these video poker machines, and soon it's going to go to 100. There's no end. I'm going to show you some machines that just came out here at the Stardust just last week. Yeah, I like to play at the Stardust. This is the place on the strip that, and all casinos are pretty well the same. They all get these new machines. As soon as they come out, as soon as they're popular at one casino, they hear about it at another casino.
And this guy just can talk, huh?
So what you see in this casino, you'll see
52 minus 42, whatever, factorial.
So let me get in these machines, and when you walk up to the video poker machines, the first thing you got to look at is the belly glass.
All right, let's take a look.
Here. That's the belly glass of the name of the machine. Whether it's double bonus or triple bonus or jacks or better or deuce
25
or whatever it's going to be,
something,
that's where you read your
25-cent
and
draw
then
poker.
Next most important, you got to get up into this pay glass. Now let's get into this pay glass.
Yes, let's get in there.
Now here's what you got to look at when you walk up to any video poker machine is the payoffs, especially for one coin. This is for your second, third, fourth, and fifth coin, but we usually talk about one coin payoffs on video poker machines. Now on this machine, you get one. You get your money back for jacks or better. Means it pays one, means you put 5 in, you get 5 out, you get your money back. Two pairs where you start getting really 2 to 1 for your money. That's where you put 5 in, you'll get 10 back. 3 of a kind pays 3 to 1.
It's like Balatro, but not as fun because you lose money.
9 to 1. Now it's right in this area here.
And also you can't cheat.
Look at on all video poker machines.
Maybe you can.
4 of a kind pays 25. Remember that. Straight flush pays 50.
You think he's gonna play, or is he out of cash from doing the slot machine video?
That I'm going to show you on this video.
Okay, all right, that's enough, Jimmy. That's 5 minutes of Jimmy. Uninterrupted Jimmy. I think you guys have seen enough. Let's get back to Kerbals. Emmy will post the full video. It's like, how long is this? It's an hour long of him just pointing at this machine. Oh man. Nobody well, actually, me and Emmy watched that whole thing a while ago. Switch the soundtrack here. Okay, Emmy's already posted it. Good deal. So now everybody can enjoy the soothing sounds of Jimmy the Scott Jordan. He'll lull you to sleep while he talks about casino machines. 30 quadrillion looks like. 30 quadrillion if order matters, which it does, yes. You have a 1 in 30 quadrillion chance of getting any one poker hand. Incredible. Let's get the time warp going again. Man. Yeah, don't gamble, guys. It's a losing proposition for you. As your personal financial advisor, I must advise you not to go to the casino and spend all your money on video poker or any machine at a casino. Unless you treat it like you're going to the arcade and you're just going to have fun and you have like $20 or whatever. Hex says the house always wins. Either be the house or don't play. Or accept that you're gonna lose money, but you're going there to have a good time. I think that's acceptable, but don't go to the casino every day like I gotta win or else I'm dead. That's when you've already lost at that point. And don't get addicted to gambling too. I realize that's, you know, that should be common sense, but there's a lot of people out there that get addicted to gambling. I don't understand. Like, I guess if you, it's like your tolerance for risk. If you're willing, if the pain of losing is lower than the joy of the thought of winning, I guess that's how you can easily get suckered into it. Yes, if you're gonna, instead of becoming a gambling addict, I suggest holding up convenience stores. You'll probably get a higher rate of return, and you're less likely to end up in jail. Maybe. I guess it depends on how good you are at holding up a convenience store. And there's also other crimes you could do, I guess. Embezzlement, fraud. I mean, you could do legal stuff and just sell garbage to people. You could set up a Kickstarter and never deliver on the product. Hex says, I want to know if robbing a casino has a better chance of success than a jackpot. I mean, the thing is, one is skill-based and the other is luck-based. So I think in most situations you would not have a good chance of robbing a casino unless you're Ocean's 11, and then you could maybe do it. I was actually just watching a video about it was like people cheating at Baccarat, which is a game I've never, I mean, I've like heard of it in passing. I didn't know how it was played, but I guess they figured out a system to identify the cards by their backs, and they used that to win like a bunch of money. And I thought that was like just so fascinating, all the like steps that went into planning it. And they had to set up everything perfectly just to get like a slight edge to be able to win. It's like, what at that point, like you could be doing literally anything else. That's called marked cards, and casinos will rotate their, that's the thing. They had to set up a bunch of restrictions on the casino. There's a whole video, I'm not going to explain it here, but basically they had it so the casino wouldn't rotate the decks out as often, and they were allowed to handle the cards, I think. And yeah, they had to play what was called Macau style, which is like a Mandarin Chinese version of it. Yeah, there's a whole video about it, but basically they were able to play Baccarat with a slight edge to be able to win millions of dollars from the casino. And I thought it was pretty interesting. So try that, guys. Try to become if the casino lets you cheat, you can win. Yeah, kind of, I guess the casinos didn't see it as cheating, but I mean that was basically the plot of the video, was like legally cheating a casino to make millions of dollars. In this one instance, it happened. Again, I also don't know how Baccarat is played, so I assumed it involved dice, but that's craps. Okay, so we are closing in on our eventual rendezvous. It's been a little slow, but so be it. All right, you know what? I'm gonna post the link in the Discord. So Hex, if you're actually interested in what happened, you can watch the video yourself. It's like an hour and a half long, though.
Anything
the video is called "The Greatest Legal Casino Heist in History." I will post it in the Discord for anybody who's interested. It'll be right after Jimmy the Scot. There you go. All right, back on that warp grind. Let's do it. My advice for young people today, try to become a famous YouTuber. And then all you got to do is make YouTube videos with your friends and make millions of dollars a year. Baccarat is basically blackjack with weird scoring rules. Yeah, see? I don't know. Aim for the next big thing. I guess you could try TikTok, but I'm not sure I would put my eggs in the TikTok basket. I maybe just get good at making videos in general and then parlay that into some kind of career in videography where you get to goof off with your friends and make videos and then upload them to the internet for people to watch and enjoy. I wish every day that I knew how to edit videos. I didn't go to like a film school or anything. That was never even on my mind when I was going to school. But now I really wish I had, because that's something that I feel like that would be a great skill to have. I realized I basically have 0 real skills, which sucks, because, you know, I went to school, I was in the army, I went to school. You'd think I'd have some kind of skills that I could use to do something, but I actually don't have any. So that's whenever I think like, oh, I could do this, I could do that, like, oh, I don't know how to do any of those things. and it would take me years to learn at this point. I'm already 35. There's no time left, guys. I can't learn a new thing now. Excel is a skill? Yeah, but that's not a marketable skill. Nobody cares that I can make spreadsheets good. Imagine if you put that on a resume. I see here you know how to use Microsoft Excel. Yeah, you and everybody else looking for a job, buddy. Get in line. Excel is not marketable? Okay, yeah, find me the guy who needs someone who's just really good at Excel. Rilip says, just find an Arabic prince who needs an accountant in Minnesota. How hard could it be? Guys. One of the princes of the United Arab Emirates reached out to me. He wants to send me $1 million, but first I have to pay off his legal fees. What should I do? Stop overestimating the intelligence of the average person. I guess. Still. I feel like the stuff that I do is incredibly easy. I could teach a monkey to do it. Which, technically true because humans are monkeys, as we determined. Oh, other way around. We got a retrograde. Get our rendezvous established. There we go. So we'll be able to get a good intercept here. And I will show you guys briefly how to properly intercept your target with no RCS. We don't have to dock or anything, so it's not going to matter. We just got to get close. Redlip says they actually own a lot of land out in the Midwest now, but it'll surprise you for what? And then Hex said apes. Unrelated. It's for, don't they grow alfalfa to feed their horses or something? It's like really ridiculous. They're not raising apes in the Midwest. Guys, that's the next big livestock industry. You heard it here first. You ever heard somebody say all my apes stolen? That's what they're talking about. They're talking about the Midwest ape crunch. All right, so we're just gonna scooch our retrograde marker onto our target retrograde marker. And that's gonna get our separation down while also reducing our speed at time of whatever. Alfalfa is one, the other's alfalfa by proxy, water. Yeah, they turn the alfalfa into water. I don't even know what the fuck alfalfa is. It's one of the little rascals. Some kind of grass or something? Emmy says to just become a psychic medium. That's what I'm trying to push her to do. I told her she should learn how to read tarot cards and do all that stupid bullshit. And then she refuses to do it. Alfalfa's twice as alpha. No, that's when you talk to Alf, but he's an alpha. There's something there. There's definitely something there we could work with. Let's find our target. We're 2.8 kilometers away. Okay. So let's get a little closer. Don't need all that stuff. We'll do a rendezvous, then we will attempt to land in the water. Actually, it doesn't really matter where we land because this thing is super cheap. I think we get more money. We got our rendezvous. Cool. All right, let's start working on... Now, this is very important, guys. You got to watch like 3 things at the same time. You got to watch your target, relative speed, you got to watch distance to target, and you got to watch your marker. Got to watch all those things or else you risk either overshooting your target or slamming into your target or stopping too early before your target. Emmy says, I just listened to a Whole Talk Scared of Me podcast episode during the SAG strike with a psychic medium, and my thought was I could do this. I told you could do that. It's like the easiest job in the world. You just make shit up that people want to hear. I couldn't do it because I can't talk to people. I demonstrate that every night when I stream. X says that all he's got for our alfalfa idea is Alf engulfing an alfalfa falafel. It's a bit of a tongue twister. I like it. Also, you have to feel good about scamming people. I guess, yeah, but, you know, if they're looking for a psychic medium, they're going to get scammed one way or the other. You might as well, you know, provide an opportunity there. Also, it's for entertainment purposes only, guys, all right? I'm not actually reading your future. We're just looking at the cards and we're making up a story, okay? Nobody can see what'll happen in your future. Your destiny is for you to decide. Except free will doesn't exist because of physics or whatever. So theoretically, if you had a powerful enough computer, you could predict exactly what would happen in the future. But by virtue of predicting it, much like That's So Raven, you would actually change the future. Thus, the future can never be truly known. Or simply observing it collapses all possible permutations into the wrong one that is the most funny. Access to start a psychic hotline. When people call, it's just a pre-recorded message that says psychics are a scam, but you still charge by the minute. I don't know, I'd rather just set up the Miss Cleo connection thing. Please hold, all our psychics are on the line with another client. Do they still have 1-900 numbers? Are those still real? I work at a phone company. You'd think I would know this. I don't. I know nothing about phone or digital TV or internet other than we now offer fiber, which is cool, but I still don't have it. Still waiting on my fiber to get hooked up. So yeah, Emmy's gonna learn how to do tarot cards, and then she can practice on me until she feels confident enough to do it for other people. There actually was a store in town. It was next to the old game store, which is now a furniture store because they closed down. And before that, okay, hold on. There's too many branches to this story. Anyway, there was a store in town that sold like magic crap. Not Magic the Gathering, but like crystals and stuff. And they did tarot readings and palm readings and stuff. And I always thought that was really interesting, but I never went because it was too weird for me. All right, let's switch over and get Jasif, who is a scientist. Oh, I like it. All right, Jasif. Let's get you. Where's oh, there it is. Let's get you over here, huh? Oh, we're going the wrong way. I was going down. I should have been going up. I thought mediums were the ones who talk to dead people. What are the ones who read your future? All right, he's in. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. We've performed a crew transfer near Kerbal. We did it. Incredible. All right, let's turn off. Okay, never mind. I guess we're not going to turn it off yet. We should not collide, though. I think we're far enough away. Can we unset as target, please? Ugh, that's annoying. Wait a minute. Why can't I do anything? Oh, because we're... Okay, switch it to orbit, please. I was very confused. We're just gonna slow down and let that thing go. Slowly drop our periapsis. All right, Rilip says 900 numbers still exist, but AT&T stopped providing billing and collection. Only Verizon was supporting them as of 2012. So that plus internet plus some cases. Going against porn because we're all Puritans means nobody was using them anymore. God damn it. The fucking Puritans, man. They're back. Pisses me off. And the worst part is the young people that support this crap. That's N. I need M. Like, what is wrong with you? Oh, I can't believe they had nudity in Oppenheimer. That's disgusting. Just the worst, man. All right, we're about to enter the atmosphere. Let's go ahead and start lowering our periapsis so that it's inside of Kerbal and we can begin our re-entry. Should go easy. Okay, we ended up using a little bit of our electric charge, not that much. Okay. And let's decouple. There we go. Set a retrograde, and we're good to go. Okay. I'm ready. Emmy says that the one that she was on the podcast she was listening to actually did talk to dead people. Stuff like, I'm sensing an older man, possibly a father or maybe a grandfather or a teacher or mentor. Father, an uncle, an older brother, perhaps. A man of some kind, maybe a political figure. Philip says you could probably land in that tank and engine. Yeah, but I don't want to risk it. Maybe next time. Yeah, what was that show? I always reference it. It's like crossing over with somebody. Let me look it up. Crossing over with John Edward. Crossing over with John Edward. Oh, see, Rilip's got it. Yeah, I used to see that and I was like, this is so stupid. These people are idiots. I'm like, wait a minute. These are idiots with lots of money. All right, let's take a look inside and see how the boys are doing. They're crammed in here pretty close, but there's room for a third if we really crammed them in. We can actually, hold on. We can see the cutout if we do this. Yeah, look at him in there. How are they gonna get a third one in there? There's all that stuff in the way. Nah, somebody could sit on somebody's lap. That would be no big deal. They have crayons in there. Games, snacks, pets, science, exclamation point, crayons, and duct tape. Awesome. Some great little touches. So yeah, so I encourage Emmy to become some kind of either like psychic or fitness crystal guru person like Gwyneth Paltrow. And then she doesn't want to do it, even though she'd be really good at it. All you got to do is sell candles, crystals, and some other third thing that I can't think of. And people will eat it up. Just talk about energy and spirits and blah 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 blue blue. I can sense your aura. Rilip says they talked about bolting in another 2 seats or strapping people into the cargo area. Is that what the pomegranate says? I'll have to see what the pomegranate says. We might be able to read the description without unlocking it. Oh yeah, that's totally fine. Look at that, it's not even cutting into our ablator. So what Emmy's describing is a psychological thing called cold reading, where you just try to get a feel for somebody with really vague questions. And this looks so much cooler than the command pods coming in. I wish that these things were more useful. Tell everyone their house is haunted, then we can hit them with coming and going, do crossing over and ghost hunters. Good idea. We're gonna talk to the ghosts, and then we're gonna exorcise your house of the evil presence. And then you pay us both. And I'll do the accounting for this hypothetical business. How about that? We just got to convince Emmykins to actually go along with it, because she's the lady. And I think she'd be more, like, I don't want to say trustworthy, but people are more willing to believe a lady psychic than a man psychic. Hex says I'd rather do crime than scam. Okay, that's fine. That's your Canadian side talking. I mean, I don't like to scam people either, and I don't want to. That's why I don't do... I mean, there's a variety of reasons I don't do sponsorship stuff, but the main one is I would feel gross about it. The other one is I don't have a big enough audience to actually do it, as we have already determined. All right, we're coming in for a landing, guys. I hope you're all excited. I love when the Kerbals look like they're not having any fun. Do 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 do. Willip, what's that from? That's from a movie. Oh, is that Shrek 2? Why am I thinking that's from Shrek 2? The Emperor's New Groove. Oh, okay. No, yeah, you're right. Vulcan Rider says, female psychics. Remember Miss Cleo and her fall from grace? I remember Miss Cleo. And I know she got busted. I don't know that I'd call it a fall from grace. But yes, I love those commercials. Call me now. Who's the faro, ya baby? Oh my god, how did you know? Emmy's practicing her speech. Oh man. Guys, I saw so many Miss Cleo commercials growing up watching Comedy Central at my friend's house. I also saw commercials for a show called Strip Mall, which sounded way more enticing as a tween boy than it does now when I think of what a strip mall actually is. Like, oh, strip mall, that sounds sexy. And it's like, oh, no, it's just a place. I think that there was some raunchiness to the show, though. I never watched it. Hey! Grumpy! Doot doot banana. Bow, bow. Bow, 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 bow. Okay, let's do... What are we doing? We got one of our first ones. I would love to get one on the Mun. Let's see, let's see. Test an Ant liquid fuel engine landed at Kerbal. I mean, that's free money. I'll take it. Just do a quick trial run here. Wait, why is the music playing? It's not supposed to play. Ah, whatever. That's gonna be... I think we had this bug before where the music would play over, even though it's not supposed to. I think we could just do a... whatchamacall? An engine plate? Short. So you'll just have to deal with conflicting stuff. Wait, what do we need to test? The Ant. Oh, whoops. Hello? This is not working. There we go. All right, let's get Bob in here. Or Bill, whatever. Try it out. Vulcan's gonna play some KSP this weekend. You like the Kerbal music? That's the thing. It's not Kerbal music. It's just Kevin MacLeod royalty-free music. You can just get it. There we go. I know it's probably mostly associated with KSP, but I've heard it in a lot of different games. If you hold... Yeah, I know. I wasn't expecting it to keep missing, though. But yes. Ooh, science data from Space Around Kerbin. That's a good one. And while we're up there, let's grab Siri. For some reason, it has a GH in it. Let's go ahead and start blowing some stuff up. So not Siri. We can recover that stuff. We can recover this. I don't know how that's even splashed down. And we can destroy Joseph's debris because we already got him. All right, so what I'm gonna do, what else? Oh yeah, Emmy's got to get dental surgery for her wisdom teeth finally to get taken out. Why do humans have wisdom teeth, guys? What is the point? They don't do anything. This thing is ugly. Oh, is it storming again? I think I just heard some thunder. That's kind of exciting. Hopefully the internet doesn't go out like it did yesterday. I guess if it does, I'm off the hook for playing Kerbal Space Program. Wait, do they do non-sedated wisdom teeth extraction? That sounds awful. I was sedated for mine. All right, so let's save that and leave. Vulcan Rider waited until he was in his 40s to get them bold. I mean, we're almost there. But yeah, I guess the longer you wait, the uglier it's gonna be, huh? All right, so we're gonna go ahead and time warp here to get Siri closer to the KSC, which is... Wait, okay, there it is. I don't know why I got distracted. I kept looking at these other launch sites, I guess. All right, here she comes. So once she's about here, I think we can probably launch. They can do non-sedation, but it's definitely less common. Yeah. Yeah, getting... Ugh. I hated after I had my wisdom teeth. There's so much crap you gotta do. Okay, so let's grab Jebediah. Actually, oh, Joseph comes as a 1-star because he was orbiting. Nice. Yeah, I guess any Kerbal you rescue is gonna have 1-star automatically just from orbiting. All right, let's do it again. Jeb, we're running it back. Also, remember to get a crew report while you're up there so we can bring that back as well. All right, everything on. Maneuver node, resources. Okay, here we go. Keep a close eye on everything and try not to get off target this time. We'll tilt east slightly, just so we're not directly over the landing pad when we decouple this stuff. And then watch the thrust to weight ratio. Gotta watch a lot of things when you're launching. Kind of a hassle. Okay, there we go. We should just be able to hold that now. Ooh, we're wobbling around a lot. But the fins are doing their job, and that's what matters. Trying to keep my speed below 200-ish before we get out of the thicker part of the lower atmosphere. Okay, it's looking good. Let's start tilting a little more. Although now we're off our east trajectory. Yeah, this rocket design could definitely use some tweaks. I think once we unlock the Mark II command pod, it'll be better. Okay, there we go. Let them do their little thing. And now we should be okay. All right. So just trying to control it. Like riding a bull, you gotta stay in perfect sync. All right, there we go. Now we just head up, rendezvous with Siri, and then come back down. And eventually, once we have a really good design and we've unlocked the Mark III command pod, we can get 2 at a time. That's my favorite part, when you just send up one ship and you can do 2 missions. There we go. Let's tilt it down. Starting to get some atmospheric effects now because we're still in the atmosphere, even though we're pretty high up. They should disappear here shortly. Let's tilt down a little more. We can actually shut off the engines here in a second. Here we go. All right, so our target is here. So we should actually be pretty darn close. They're at 82,000. Let's try to get our apoapsis up to 82,000 to be right on with them. There we go. Oh, we're out of gas. Switching to secondary engine. There we go. And we can now set that as our target. Switch to orbital mode. Vulcan Rider says, I had this little Filipino oral surgeon to take out my wisdom teeth, and one of them apparently had huge roots. My wife said he was almost standing on my chest trying to pull that thing out. Oh, God. Ugh. Yeah, wisdom teeth, man. I don't get it. What are they for? Why are our mouths so small? Okay, that should be good. Although it does seem like it's getting slightly ahead of us, we should be able, once we circularize, to play catch up. I maybe waited a little bit too long to actually launch. They're meant to replace lost teeth if you happen to be a caveman with high risk of losing teeth. Oof. I guess, yeah, but they could only really replace your back molar. I'm not an expert in how teeth work, but don't teeth, like, aren't they like rooted to your jawbone? They don't exactly shift that much. I think they're just holdovers from when we were monkeys. And they have like wider jaws, like deeper mouths. They can shift a lot over time. Oh, okay. I guess that explains braces, huh? Dang, she got ahead of us. That's okay. We'll just go ahead and try to circularize our orbit and play catch up. Shouldn't be too hard. We have enough Delta V to do pretty much whatever we want. Well, either way, I had my wisdom teeth taken out and I don't have to worry about it. And I haven't had any dental problems in the last decade, so it's all been smooth sailing. All you gotta do is brush and floss, guys. That's all you gotta do. And hopefully you had good dental care as a kid, because that also really helps. Like fluoride and everything for your teeth. They put it on there, you're good to go. Why do I play this if I don't like it? It's pure fan service, basically. I gotta give the people what they want. I mean, I enjoy it enough. It's not my favorite game. I'd definitely be down for more Stationeers right now, but I am totally fine playing this because I know a lot of people like to watch it, and I'm pretty good at it, and I kind of think I provide a niche of no mods, career, and hard mode, which is, I don't think I see anybody else playing that way. Everybody else uses mods, or they play on normal, or they play science mode, or whatever. No mods is niche. It's a very underserved niche, unfortunately. But I am here to provide for my people. So how long is it going to take us to catch up? A couple of orbits, probably. I guess this is 38 down to... Okay, well, that's slightly worse, but whatever. Maybe I can do something like this. There we go. That'll slightly tweak all my stuff here. Yeah, look at that. Okay, now we gotta stop. Oh man, we're like right on their orbit. That sucks. Okay, well, once we get to the other side, we'll have to set this up so we can try to rendezvous. Because yeah, we're like 40 kilometers away. So if you're behind, what you want to do is you actually want to slow down so that you're faster than them on the other side of the orbit. So what I'm going to do here is we're going to pass this, and then we're going to burn retrograde for a bit. Here we go. And perfect. So we should be able to catch up on the next orbit around. Vulcan Rider says, I started with visual mods, but I have a few parts mods. And then, let's see, what else? 6 Kerbal installs so I can grow and expand into them. Oh, jeez. Yeah, no, I got the 1 install, and I don't have any mods, and that's the way I like it. In fact, when I initially loaded this up for the playthrough, I had a mod installed, and I was like, oh my god. It was the multiplayer mod, because I had played with Ice King like a couple years back. Or maybe, I don't know, it wasn't that long ago. But I had to figure out a way to completely get rid of that from the game so there would be no traces of it. Add that to my stream title for extra watchers: allergic to mods. No mods. Not happening. Okay, let's do target. And now we're gonna do my favorite thing, which is to put retrograde on target retrograde. And that should give us what we're looking for here. You just gotta slowly push it onto this little pink marker here. I've heard it called corralling. You're corralling this marker onto the other marker, and that's how it works. So let's keep doing that. There we go, and that should... Well, that should do something. I guess it's not going to do very much right now because we don't quite have the... We don't quite have a good intercept with them, so... Now, if you're pulling the prograde, it's the opposite. You want to pull it towards you, like that. Look at Vulcan's listing all the mods he's got. Ugh. So gross. Yeah, allergic to mods is probably the closest to how I would describe myself. Those are all separate installs. A new one with Astronomers, Visual Pack, Beyond Home, JNSQ, RP1. Ugh. It's too much. We're going to burn directly at our target now because we're not anywhere near close enough to actually intercept them. So once this starts coming back towards us, we'll see our separation. You can see it going down right now. We've got to keep an eye on our remaining Delta V. Okay, so once we get it down to about 1 kilometer, we can shut it off and then reevaluate once we get there. We'll be going how fast relative? 7.4 meters per second. So that's how much we need to cancel out our velocity once we get over there. Everybody always recommends different mods, and I'm like, the fact that there are so many leads me to believe it would, like, it's almost a meta game of picking which ones you're going to install. Like, oh, I could get this, but this does the same thing, but it's not, it's slightly better, but this one interacts with this in a weird way. It's like, I don't want to have to jump through hoops to play a game, guys. I push the button, the game loads up, I play it. I do enough work at work that, like, getting things to play nice together. I don't want to have to do it for my games, too. Find a set you like. See, why would I do that? I'm basically building my own game. I don't want to build, I mean, I do want to build my own game, but not like that. It's like, no, Skyrim's so much better. You just have to install the Randy Savage Dragon mods. The mod that lets you play is, I don't know, something funny. I can't think of anything off the top of my head. That's what mod packs are for. Okay, see, now we're just... This is all just too much. And especially when mods step on each other's toes. Like, oh, I got this one. This gives life support, but this one has to... You have to give supplies to your Kerbals. Oh, this one lets you build colonies, but it has its own life support system that doesn't interact with the other life support system. Yeah, there you go. Hex has got it. You got to be an anime babe riding the Thomas the Tank Engine Dragon. And also, all the characters are... Their voice lines are replaced by Shea Gorath from Elder Scrolls 4. Everybody just runs around shouting Wabbajack all the time. All right, here we go. Now we can get it sorted. So let's zoom back in here and locate our target, which should be, there it is. And put our marker a little bit closer. Let's see. Beyond Home or RP1. So here's what I would want to do. If I was going to install mods, all I would want is I want it to have colonies and interstellar. That's all that I would change. I wouldn't install anything else. Yeah, somebody was telling me to play RP1. I forgot who. And I'm like, I already dislike the game as it is. I'm not gonna make it even worse for myself. I don't do this so that I can, you know, challenge my brain. It sounds like Beyond Home. All right, let's take a look. Once I rendezvous, we'll take a look at that and see what it says. Do I have to install BEP and X? Is this a BEP and X game? There's another problem I have with mods. It's like, first you have to install this this shady.exe program on your computer, and that'll update your install so that it can properly accept the mod files so that it injects everything. Hexus, I want to see a Kerbal's Reach Earth mod. Like, they gotta deliver the game to Wolfie Chew. Oh no. They gotta do the slingshot maneuver. Speaking of slingshots, guys, I saw a trailer for that slingshot movie. I don't know, it looks pretty good. Has anybody seen it? Is it out yet? Or is it just they're showing trailers? They're not showing it at my theater, that's for sure. All right, I think we have a little bit of time. Let me look up Beyond Earth here. KSP Beyond Earth. Not to be confused with Civilization Beyond Earth. Beyond Earth, an RP1 based alternate space race. Nope. Interstellar mod. KSP Interstellar Extended. KSP Interstellar Extended is a plugin for Kerbal Space Program designed to encourage bootstrapping toward ever more advanced levels of technology, as well as utilizing in-situ resources to expand the reach of Kerbal civilization. KSP Interstellar Extended aims to continue the original KSP Interstellar vision. Oh my god. See, this is why another reason I don't like mods. Because it's like, oh, well, this mod was worked on by this guy, but then this guy picked up the mod after that guy stopped working on it. I gotta read, like, forum posts. Come on. Ridiculous. Alright, come on, let's rendezvous with this guy. It's taking forever. There we go. Let's just speed it up. Beyond Home. Oh, I said Beyond Earth. Hold on. KSP. Hold on. Let me make sure. Okay, nothing's happening. Beyond Home. Okay, here we go. Beyond Home is a planet mod. Is the final chapter in the story of Kerbal kind. It can be played independently of before Kerbin and after Kerbin. What do you mean it can be played independently? Oh my god. Compatibility. Oh, jeez. Compatible with environmental visual enhancement, scatterer, rescale, distant object enhancement, Copernicus expansion, Sigma replacement, skybox, Kerbal constructs, astrogator, KS3P, and Principia. It's not compatible with external visual mods and external planet mods. Go back to Stationeers. Yeah, I'm going back to Stationeers. What I'm gonna do. They have mods for Stationeers too. Some people use them. All right, we're almost there. We just gotta wait another 100 seconds. You know what they should do? They should just make a KSP2 that incorporates all these good ideas from the mods and puts it into the main game. That would be really awesome. Play Pong. Nah, Pong's too boring. There's nothing going on. Plus you need another person to play against, don't you? Isn't it? It's a PvP game. There was actually an episode of that 70s show where they modded Pong. Oh boy. What a world. Kelso and Red open up the console and tweak the settings so that the paddles are smaller. World's first instance of modded gameplay. Yeah, Vulcan Rider, I know. I'm making a joke at the expense of KSP2. Maybe KSP3 will be good. Somebody's got to get the rights to the name at some point. Sure, KSP2 sucked, but KSP3 could be great. Emikin says, I thought you hated that 70s show. When did I ever say I hated that 70s show? Emmy's just making shit up. Also, it's, oh, thank God, it's 9 o'clock. Okay, let's get this rendezvous done, and then we'll land, and then we'll get out of here. Probably could have sped this up slightly, but oh well. Maybe I can just send over Siri here. Siri Kerman is a pilot. Ooh, very nice. So Siri Kerman is now available. Let's get her out of here. And she can catch up. And hopefully there's no collision here. That was maybe a little preemptive. Nope, looks like we're gonna be okay. Where is the entrance? Oh, it's on the other side. I had it correct the first time. Wait, where is the entrance? Damn it, Jeb. Gotta spin it around. What are you doing? There we go. Okay, now switch to Siri. Now, Siri, I need you to get inside this thing. Get in there. Board. All right, switch to orbit. Do this, and we'll come in over the desert, hopefully. Or over the water near the desert, whichever's first. Let's go ahead and use all our fuel here. Willip's gonna release his new game, Kerbal Spare Program 3. Still KSP, legally distinct. KSP 3. I was just saying somebody should make a generic version of it called Kerbal Space Program, where you send gerbils into space and other rodents, perhaps. Rilip says it's a, or Vulcan says it's a bowling game. Kerbal Spare Program. Could be like bowling alley simulator. Like people are playing that supermarket simulator game that simulates working at a supermarket. What the heck is wrong with people? Haven't you ever wanted to own your own supermarket? No. I've never wanted that. I guess there's a small subset of people. They want the fantasy of owning a small business that requires no effort on their part. Okay, let's try to land. How long is it gonna take, I wonder? Probably a while. Okay, 2 minutes, that's fine. Should be entering the atmosphere here shortly. There is a Kerbal Space Program on itch.io. Well, there you go. Buy the rights and make Kerbal Space Program too. Yeah, they got those yeah, Power Wash. I don't get the hype around Power Wash Sim. It's like you spray objects with a pressure washer somehow without damaging fragile items that you're using it on. Like, don't like explain that one. Yeah, I don't know. You could just get a power washer and power wash your own house if you really want to. It's a minimalist game made for a game jam. Okay. Ugh. You might be able to hear cat meowing. He's, I guess, letting me know that it's bedtime. Yeah, I know. Real power washers are pretty satisfying. Yeah, I bet they are. They're probably expensive too, though, huh? That's the rub with these things. Gotta pay money to make money. But in the game's case, you pay money to just, I don't know, do nothing. All right, Siri, welcome aboard. We're glad to have another pilot, just in case we lose Jeb or Val or both. There are fast food simulators by the truckload. There's also gas station simulator. There's, I mean, my summer car is a little bit different. A little more going on. That's at least something, you know? If it just running a business simulator is, they're like a dime a dozen and they're all terrible. Emmy says that Kat is telling me not to forget the raid. I'm not gonna forget. I see the note you left. Don't worry, we're gonna raid Magic. We'll go pop in there. We're doing it with enough time that I don't have to go to bed right away, so we can stick around for a bit and see what's going on. All right, we are slowing down. It is dark. Maybe I should, can I change that here? I might have to change it in the main one. Yeah, we'll change that. Next time I load up the game, gotta remember to do that. Funeral home simulator. Wait, that could actually be kind of fun. If it's not literally just funeral home simulator, there's got to be more to it than that for it to be good. I'll pop the parachute now. While the game runs, I will see what other horrible mods there are. Please navigate to the following pages to download and install the version of each dependency for your KSP version. Required to function. Beyond Home. Parallax. Copernicus. Choose one. Oh wait, hold on. For this one, it says Parallax. Download Parallax 1.0.1. Not the latest version. So make sure you don't have the latest version of another mod to play this mod. Copernicus for 1.10.1. Upon starting the game, you must go to settings and enable terrain scatters and turn the density up to 100% for key features of the mod to work. Oh, jeez. Okay, let's see what else. KSP best mods. What are the best mods for KSP? KER, Kerbal Engineer Redux, is a must-have for my game. Someone else mentioned Planetary Base Systems and Station Parts Redux. Both are top of my list for parts mods. Most of the basic features and premise of KAS/KIS are currently implemented in the base game. Okay. Docking Port Alignment Indicator is another must-have utility mod in my game. Jeez. Bishimoto says JNSQ. What does JNSQ do? I'm just looking at these to make fun of them. I'm not actually going to get them. But I will look at JNSQ. What's going on in the game? Are we going to splash down here shortly? Good. Oh, hold on. The Kerbal Space Program forums are having some issues. Give me a second. There we go. JNSQ stands for Je ne sais quoi. Okay. Let's see. Disclaimer / barrier to entry. JNSQ introduces and bundles a new utility mod that depends on the community resource pack. Oh, God. The mod is appropriately called Rational Resources, whose purpose is to purge the random resource configurations generated by CRP. Oh, my God. See, this is what I'm talking about. Requirements. Copernicus, latest version for your specific version. Module Manager 4 or newer. Minimum hardware. Okay, well, that's irrelevant. Recommended mods. Then there's like 10 mods as a list. Holy moly. How do people put up with this? It's like we've gone backwards. It's like if you have Windows 3.5, insert the disk into your disk drive and navigate to the disk. It's like I'm not trying to run a program in DOS here, you know? I shouldn't have to do this much legwork to get a game working. Unless I'm streaming it and then I gotta like download a freaking compatibility patch. All right, JNSQ inflates the whole solar system by about 2.7x to match the overpowered engines in the base games. Yeah, but I thought I was supposed to be playing RP1. Which one is it? Now nobody knows which mod I should be playing. All right, let's get out of the game here. We gotta get this raid going. Emmy, I might need your help on this one. Magic what? Oh, there it is. You wrote it down. You're good. You're good. Found it. Wait, does Magic play Magic? Oh well, whatever. Bishimoto says, I know you don't want to use mods, but if you did just use CCAN, pick the mods you want, and it does all the dependencies for you. Oh, jeez. All right, yeah, Magic's doing a charity stream. We're gonna raid him now. So, yeah, say hi, see what they're doing, and let's get in there. I'll see you guys on Monday. Oh. Whoops. Get out of here. All right, see you guys on Monday.